Okay, here we are again. Feels like it has been quite a time since the last one, even though it's only been 2 days. I know why, and I'll talk about why once we get started immediately, but feels like it has been a time. Oh, hang on. Wouter was out of reach. Not a good place to be when you're orating, with water out of reach. It generally doesn't work out too well, so. By the way, if you hear Cole screaming in the background, we, believe it or not, we do have some soundproofing in our rooms. It doesn't cut the sound completely because it's just a bunch of foam pads, but we have a little bit of soundproofing in our rooms. But I think he installed, I want to say a fighting game, Guilty Gear? I don't remember. But he said he installed a fighting game, so he's probably playing that online with his friends. You hear that in the background, that is what that is. The house is probably going to get louder over the next few weeks anyway, because my parents and my middle brother Steve are all moving downstairs into this house over the next few weeks as well. And that means that there will be 5.5, really, because of the dog, 5.5 people in this house. And there's potential for rowdiness, there's potential for televisions to be on too loud, there's potential for all sorts of background noise that I was desperate to escape from. And I got my reprieve when I moved out, but the honeymoon phase is coming to an end. There will be people downstairs, and I will probably be highly stressed just because I had this nice, quiet, relatively quiet space, and it will be disrupted. But what can you do, right? You work with what you got, and what I've got is what I've got. So that's what we'll work with. Will it be enough to get me through my finals week? Yeah, probably, because I had a study session today for one of my finals. That final is on Wednesday. I have a study session immediately after that final, so I'm probably going to be dead on my feet on Wednesday, which is why we're not streaming Wednesday or Thursday, because I have my last in-person final on Thursday. And then I have an online final that's 3 essays that I'd like to finish up with. I started on it. I haven't done enough of it yet. I think I've got my sources together at the very least, so that'll make that a little bit easier to do. It's like 2 pages per essay, so it's not really a huge deal. I can kind of knock those out pretty quick. Just got to make sure I have my sources to cite. But hopefully I can get that done tomorrow, because if I can do that, then Thursday morning rolls around, I go take the exam, and I'm done. Done for the semester. Get 6 weeks off, because they have a January term, which is 3 weeks of class, accelerated. And none of my classes fell into J-term, which is what they call it. So I can't take any classes in that 3-week section. So I get like 6 weeks to myself. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with myself. That's way too much time to let my brain be idle. Maybe I'll finally cultivate. Well, I know what I'm going to do. I've got a nutrition textbook that I'm going to read all the way through over the course of that 6 weeks. So that way I have it in my brain and I've got a note foundation for it. But, yeah, I don't know. Just figure it out from there. But it's a long time to let my brain be idle. Maybe I'll finally write some of those video essays I've always been meaning to break into that I never did. I'm just afraid of sounding pretentious when I make them, because it's like I don't got the lexicon for that. I don't have the word foundation to sound like an English major. Like, I hope nobody's expecting me to like get on there like some kind of English professor and just color you with words, because no, I don't think I have that kind of background. It just doesn't work. But we'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. For now, well, we didn't really need power. We were kind of underpowered going into the siege, but we got some power since the last stream. And it is way, way in excess of what we might ever possibly need. But it came at a cost. I'm old now. Yeah, so I just, in the process of forging all the extra armor that we got, which, by the way, I got all the extra armor that I needed. I got the helmet. This is the good news, right? The good news is that the helmet was available across the street from the shop in Rathir that had the that I went into for the armor stuff, Sif Kadir's shop. The helmet was actually available from the general goods merchant across the street, so that was awesome, because then it was like, okay, this is only like $30,000, so I bought it, disassembled it, turned it into this. We'll talk about all the equipment in a minute, but I got the shield from Sif himself, and I had all the pieces that I needed. So I forged an entire Prismere set. I don't think this was part of that, though, and actually the hair looks a little darker than it actually is. It's supposed to be the same color gray as the beard. This is, like, I shaved the hair, right? And this is, a lot of it fell out while I was shaving it, and I don't really know what to think of that. It's probably not a good sign that my body, or at the very least my hair, is rapidly aging like a crazy person. But we have more important things to do, don't we? We have to stop the Tuatha, and that will require more power. How you doing, everybody? Long-winded intro aside, welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, the stream edition. Last time we ended off here, Aaron Excavation's office. I mentioned that I would respec my fate weaving, and then I would go back and get all the extra stuff that I needed in order to forge a full set of armor for the end game. Actually, in the process of getting the helmet from across the street and the shield from what is this painting over here anyway? Like, the other ones are like, okay, whatever, places I've seen. This is, I guess it's supposed to be Dalentarth? Somewhere in Dalentarth anyway. Don't know where. Oh well. But yeah, I actually didn't have to reset the shops, which was kind of nice. I put on the House of Ballad set just because. Why the hell not? I figured it's better than forging all the stuff in rags. But it was also to kind of give you an impression of what we've got going on in terms of our gear. But before I do that, let's just check in on the respec that I did. I didn't change anything in the skills. Everything should be, I think, exactly the way that it was before. So we've got that from the skill book, that from a skill book, that from just being alive as a Varani. And then 10 blacksmithing, 8 detect hidden, 6 mercantile, 6 sagecraft. I also went and bought another sagecraft potion from Odessa that increased it by 2. And what that allowed me to do is basically turn my entire stockpile of pristine shards into epic gems, which I then sold for a very tidy profit. That's why I still have 276,000 gold left, because I got like 150,000 from those shards. So we have no shards left. We won't need them, to be fair. We have no reagents left. We won't need those either, to be fair. No components, and just this one alchemical recipe that I can't get rid of because the game gives it to you automatically. I bought a few repair kits as well, some lockpicks and Prismere lockpicks. There was actually a merchant outside of Rathir that sold lockpicks and Prismere lockpicks, so we shouldn't need any of these or these for the rest of the game now. We still have a tidy amount of money. We've got the Ingenious Amulet of Sanctuary, the Vigorous Signet of Gloom, and the Ring of Light to give us the 15% damage bonus all the time, plus 80 health and mana, minus 20% mana cost, and plus 20% elemental resistance, on top of all the stuff that our armor already has. And on top of that, when I respect, I set might to 45. You'll notice that I don't have Battle Frenzy equipped at the moment, and that's because we won't need it from going forward. Like, it just has no... We're going to be too strong as it is, so this just serves no purpose at this point except to just sink points into might, so that way I have enough to actually equip the armor. Bulwark, I sunk points into that because we already have an epic gem slotted into our chest piece that gives us a 60% chance of stunning the enemy every time you get hit with a melee attack, which, by the way, includes blocking attacks with your shield, non-parry. Like, so if you don't parry, if you block too early, and they bounce off of the shield, they might still get stunned and collapse in a heap at your feet, which of course then plays off of concussive force, where I will deal 60% more damage to them when I whack them upside the head and counterattack. So you can see how this will cascade very quickly. And then just put 30 points into finesse, basically back where it was at the beginning of the last episode. Haven't done anything in inoculation yet, so we'll put points into that just to get up to barbed arrows and enduring agony. And if we get 5 points in this, 5 points in this, and 5 points in this, that's 5 more levels between now and the end game. I think it's doable, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll try to get to it. If we don't, that's fine. But probably once I do that, I might put points into sorcery to get conservative casting. I don't think I'll need conservative casting, honestly. So I don't know what I'll do with my points after that, but I know what the next 5 levels will look like at the very least. Now, for the pièce de résistance. We don't have anything equipped at the moment, but here's the banhammer with a very delayed sound effect. Hold on. There you go. It's a Prismir hammer. It deals 240 damage. For reference, our previous hammer did 132, so we've almost doubled our damage output, although we also have a 10% chance to crit on this one. The 7% damage, I think, is factored into the 240 damage already, so I'm not worried about that. But, yeah, we have a 10% chance to crit on this as well, and that's not even including the other chances to crit that we'll get. So we'll just keep equipping stuff. Made a bow, the Plague Doctor's Needles. I actually disassembled the Noxious Longbow that we had previously, and I got a Greater Slaughtering Fulcrum, which allowed me to put bleed on this, as well as poison with the Gem of Rot that I stuck in it. So that is pretty nice. It lets us do the same thing with our bow as we did with the Noxious Longbow, so that's kind of nice. 169 damage on that. The previous bow was 77. Now to equip the armor, which also has Prismir sticking out of all of it, and considering Prismir is inherently radioactive, it's probably not good for my health, especially considering the fact that I'm rapidly aging, but it's okay. We've got work to do, so, and the Tuatha aren't playing nice, so I won't play nice. I will play with all of this, a full Prismir set and a Prismir shield at level 24, 31 hours into this game that advertised 300 hours for maximum 100% completion when it was released. So let me exit off the menu here so we can take a look, because it's going to reduce my health and mana down because we've got a bunch of extra from all the equipment that we've got. And then I just want you to look in the top left corner of the screen to watch my regen rates. So take a look at that. So the mana went up real quick, but take a look at the speed on the health regen there. Like, that's nuts. And considering the fact that we just increased our health by almost 50%, it should be even more nuts, because that means that it's ticking up that rapidly per second when our health is so much more significantly higher than it was just a minute ago. So now we're at full, and I'll give you the full total. So there we go, with all of our equipment on. We have 713 health and 335 mana. For reference, with my accessories on but no armor, I have 405 health and 300 mana at this level. Now, like I said, I'm not even going to bother with Battle Frenzy, because I will tell you, I have my notes open. Here are the list of all of the effects that we have on this armor based on what I have put into it, just compiled. So we have 240 hammer damage. Again, previous was 132. 169 bow damage, previous 77. 1,228 armor rating. Our previous was 579, so we have more than doubled our armor rating in terms of our protection, our defenses. We have a grand total of a 38% chance to crit, including the inherent 3% that you get from just existing. A 14% damage bonus based on our weapons, although I think, again, that's factored into their total damage as it is. We regen 11.6 health per second and 7.5 mana per second. We have a 72% HP bonus, a 16% MP bonus, a 6% bonus on all experience that we earn, 16% physical resistance, 22% elemental resistance, and that's actually not including the amulets, 42% elemental resistance actually. 36% bleed resistance, 20% poison resistance, which 20% will be increased to 70% when we put points into inoculation. We have, from the amulet, minus 20 mana costs, We also have plus 80 health and 80 mana from the rings, and we actually, on top of the 14% damage bonus, have an additional 15% damage bonus at all times because of the rings that we have. And on top of all of that, we have a 65% chance with Bulwark and with the Gem of Paralyzing Vengeance that I stuck into my chest plate. So a 60% chance and an additional 5% chance to stun any enemies that attack me, including non-parried blocked hits. This should scare you. And well, actually, it shouldn't scare you. It should definitely scare our enemies, though, because this is not an endgame min-max meta build. I used components that are relatively mid-tier because they are far easier to get. The high-tier components require you to basically just salvage high-tier weapons and armor and hope for the best. So I decided, no, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to use the stuff that I can get guaranteed, and then just minimize the amount of stuff I have to get from blacksmithing, salvaging, and that's it. By the way, you can't actually stick the House of Ballads set back into your stash once you've taken it out again after those quests are over. So since that's the case, I'm just going to hold on to them. It's fine. We won't need them again. They'll just sit in my inventory. But this is problematic, this armor set that I've got here, because again, it's not min-maxed, it's not meta, but it so thoroughly trounces the difficulty of this video game that even if I was able to play on Re-Reckoning's very hard difficulty, effectively nothing can touch me for the rest of the entire game. And again, this is a game where we have done this in 31 hours, and the game advertised for 100% completion 300 hours of gameplay. So my question to 38 Studios then is, where will the fun be if I'm practically maxed out 1/10 of the way into your hours? And I can tell you the answer to that: there is no fun left to be had in this video game. Looting is irrelevant. We don't need money. We don't need loot. We don't need potions. I went ahead and bought some greater health regen potions just to add insult to injury. Those are right here. We've still got some greater experience boosters, not that we need the levels for much of anything anymore. But there will be absolutely nothing left that can challenge us. And how do I know this? Well, all you gotta do really is look at the numbers, but on top of looking at the numbers, Mason, what do they mean? They mean this game's been broken. Every aspect of it has been broken. The economy has been broken. The loot systems mechanics have been broken. The blacksmithing is broken because it is, just genuinely is broken to smith your own gear in this game. I wouldn't recommend doing it if you want to find any entertainment value whatsoever out of it, although I struggle to find entertainment value out of this game even without blacksmithing stuff from it once I know how to shield cancel. So let's just field test it, right? Like, let's just show you. I can sit here talking to you about it all day. Let's just show you what I mean by all this. So if that doesn't really give you an impression, where my health bar didn't even move when he attacked me, and the poison went away within, like, very, very little time, even with just the small amount of health, or rather not the health regen, just with the small amount of poison resistance we have. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. The gist, though, the point that I'm getting at is that there's very little left that can challenge us. Everything will die. A very painful death. And you don't really need to know much of anything in terms of how to play the game in order to get that effect out of it, so... I mean, look it, I'm already back at full health after what he just did to me, right? Like, nothing that he drops could be useful to me. I don't need the talismans, I don't need anything money-wise. So if you thought this game was boring before, I want to apologize, because it's about to get a whole lot worse. Because there's just nothing left. That can even remotely stand in my way except an invisible plot wall right here. So we're basically just going to steamroll our way through the rest of the game. There's very little point left in even looking around because none of the treasures can be anything better than what I've already got. I've already got the best gear that I care to get. I don't care to make another set of Prismeer stuff because why would I? So... Oh, look, a thresh. Yeah, that guy got stunned, as you can see from me blocking. And there he goes again. I'll just wait here. It's fine. And these Thresh, obviously they have quite a bit of health. Now can you imagine if I was trying to do this with an Azurite hammer, what this would take? These fights would take an exceedingly long time to beat as a result of, you know, just them having so much health. Now it's possible that the health has been ramped up because of the amount of damage output that I'm doing. I kind of doubt that, but it's a possibility. Here's an Arcanist's robe. Arcanist's robe? The Scholia Arcana occasionally honors the most respectable and accomplished spellcasters with enchanted relics like these. I will add that to junk. The reason why is because it is an expensive piece of gear, and in the process of going ahead and joining the rebels that are out here against the Tuatha, we will get a couple more expensive pieces of gear, so I'll just sell them.
It bore great fossils, bones of beasts greater and more terrifying than we Fae. But for all their strength, the earth at their feet lasted longer. It sapped their strength, their life, their flesh.
So are you telling me I'm walking in Jurassic Park? Because that's what it sounds like to me. That's cool. Can't wait to fight a T-Rex. Oh wait, they're extinct. The game just said so. Damn.
I have waited some time for you to come, Siegebreaker. And it seems that my patience has, at least, been worthwhile.
See, that's what the hair is supposed to look like there. So there you go.
Aid us, and you will earn a strong ally in the war against the Tuatha De'On.
So what does the House of Sorrows need? I mean, I guess I'm the Siegebreaker and you guys need help against the Tuatha, but what do you need specifically?
Like your Alfar allies, we Winterfae suffer under the Tuatha's onslaught. And like the Alfar, we Winterfae need a champion. But it is a difficult position we are in, mortal. The Fae are not like your kind. We have different priorities, different threats. We need someone who understands that.
Okay, and I mean, fair enough, because I have worked with the House of Ballads previously, so I suppose that sort of goes hand in hand. So, I'll go see what I can do. I'm on my way in that direction anyway.
It is not a simple task I ask of you. I have only approached you because you show the potential of use. You must still prove your worth.
I haven't proven it by being the Siegebreaker, or coming here in full Prismeer armor.
Once you are within the halls, my questions will be answered.
Okay, fair enough, I guess. Well, off he goes. So that gives us access to the quest, The Sorrow's Call. And, well, we're a little closer to Foe's Hearth. The Sorrow's Call takes place over here, somewhere in the midden. Okay, it's over here. It doesn't show up unless you equip the quest. But we'll go to the Proving Halls first. And once we've gotten the directions from Saidan, we'll be able to work a little more on the, whatchamacallit. The House of Sorrows, so. a whole lot to this, though. Like I said, once you get to this point, you kind of just annihilate everything. And, well, if you thought the game was Snoresville before, well, sorry. Leggings of the Wanderer. Extra lockpicking, +2 to finesse abilities. That's not terrible. Surrounded by foes, Corrin hid in a cave where he found this armor. In his newfound armor, Corrin faced his enemies, and they died. Good for Corrin. Sorry, physical shards. I don't need you either. Let's see what they need of us in Foe's Hearth. Now, if we were just speed running the main quest from here, we could probably get done in less than... I'm thinking like 5 more streams and we'll be done with this. But considering the House of Sorrows is in there too, that's why it's not going to be like 2 or 3. That being said, we are significantly more powerful than we were. So it may actually go pretty quick. We'll see. Saidan,
I believe we beat you here.
It is
what do you need?
agreeable to see you, Siegebreaker. Cluricon can be inhospitable at times,
Do you think?
as the Tuatha have learned. Huh. We've made sure of it.
So you've let all the crazy beasties run rampant in Cluricon to make sure that it hampers them too, huh? Cool. So how can you guys help?
So I did. We are the Bitter Frost, the last few remnants of free Winter Fae.
So what does that mean about the House of Sorrows? Aren't they Winter Fae as well?
God. Our numbers are few, but we have fought our kin as best we can. The once noble houses of sorrow, pride, and vengeance have all fallen under Gadflow's sway.
Are you sure? The House of Sorrows just recruited me,
Tuatha's
basically.
ranks will continue to swell with the faithful.
Okay. Or just the desperate, I guess. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious why I need your help. We need numbers in order to get into Alabastra. So, what can I do?
Blind him, cut out his tongue, draw the venom from our land. Only then will we be able to begin to strike at Alabastra.
Can you elaborate on that?
Prismere chantries across Cluricon. From here, Gadflow rallies the faithful, preaches the word of Tirnoch, and corrupts our land.
So, go bust up some chantries.
And disrupt Gadflow's ability to infect its land. Without Gadflow to guide them, the Tuatha in Cluricon will be disorganized and scattered.
Okay, that sounds pretty easy.
We'll take you to Ventrinio. He can help you breach Alabastra.
Oh, and you guys even know Ventrinio. Well, this works perfectly. Alright, where are these chantries?
There are 3 of them, to the south and east. Kill their guards, then smash their crystals and be done with them.
Sounds like a plan.
Gadflow will try to stop you, but it's just a harmless projection. He can't hurt you. At least, not directly.
He can try to hurt me with words, but I have a radioactive set of armor on.
Go now. Break the tyrant's grip.
Can do. Alright, but yeah, so basically you go break the chantries. The next quest in the main quest line takes you to Ventrinio. Ventrinio gets you into Alabastra in the 3rd. You go across the entirety of Alabastra in the 4th. You fight Gadflow in the 5th, and then the ending, basically. So there's like 6 main quests left, including the one that we are currently working on. So, yeah, you know, it's there. Nothing particularly interesting or absurd about that. Let's take a look at where these things are. Yeah, so it takes you all over the place in Cluricon. It'll take you into the Keening and the Drowned Forest and all that stuff. And also, on top of that, the quest for the House of Sorrows will take you all over Cluricon as well. So I figure we do both of these at the same time, and then we eventually make our way to Ventrinio. Excuse me, we should be in pretty good shape. So there's 6 quests, main quests left, including the one, like I said, that we're doing now. There are 6 quests in the House of Sorrows quest line as well. So we shall see how long it takes us to do each quest, and that will be a more accurate judge of how many more episodes we have. Now, granted, that doesn't take into account the fact that there's a ton of travel time that we will still have to go through in order to get to where we're going, but that's okay. We'll account for that later. So. Man, this is a pretty effective strategy, huh? Oh, good, a troll. Finally, a worthy challenge. Well, there goes the stun that I just said. Never mind, not a worthy challenge, because, frankly, beating the sin out of them. And there's the stun again. So yeah, sometimes you'll just flat out interrupt whatever they had planned to do, and it's just like, I mean, okay, if that's what you want me to do. I didn't even get to use all of my frost traps. That's unfortunate. I kind of forgot that one was even there, if I'm being honest, though. It says it's down from here. I don't think I can, like, jump down, though. Ariad Scout Corpse. Well, that's morbid. Here's this. Nope. This. That's a Sylvanite longsword anyway, so definitely not. And nothing of interest there either. Alright, well, that's fine. So we'll just head down this way. And then we'll go from there. You get back here. Yeah, I'm probably not even going to bother looting most of the stuff other than the coins, honestly. Like, now, if that was a Master Frosted Fulcrum, that would probably be pretty worth it as well. Because if I could get ice, bleed, and poison on enemies at the same time, it would inflict all the debuffs that I actually care about. So that's pretty cool. But we don't have access to that, so I'll just make do with what I've got, you know. Sure are a hell of a lot of enemies for me to deal with. Well, thankfully, it looks like we're going to get some help here. I'm sure eventually they'll kill them. There we go. They got one, I got the rest. Fair enough. Ah, okay, so this is the House of Sorrows right here. So what's this down here that Vizirain wanted me to go to, then? Doesn't it seem a little suspicious that he would send me to a ruin that's next to the House of Sorrows? I don't actually know. I've never... Oh, no, he wanted me to go to the Proving Halls. Never mind. I've never actually completed the House of Sorrows questline, at least not as far as I remember. Ah, look, I was right about the dinosaur theory, because look at all the bones down there.
Far from forests of the west, do the dying have this rest?
Oh, is that it? I don't know if you've noticed, but it seems to me like the further along we get into this game, the less... I don't know if I might be misjudging, but it feels like they put less and less effort into the game the further along in you go. And that's just the possibilities for that. Honestly, the most likely possibility I have for that is just the fact that they didn't have the time or the development time or the money to really reasonably do a lot of the stuff they wanted to. So
whether to aid the house or rain punishment on the Tuatha, I do not know. That you are here is enough.
It could be both.
To assuage your confusion, I am Vizirain, king of the house. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium.
Okay. I mean, I guess that saves on costs, so you don't have to pay your developers to do lip flaps and shit. So what's this all about?
This is about you, of course. You are the only mortal to be given a chance to join the House of Sorrows.
Okay.
But do not think such an offer is given out of honor or respect for you. What drives me to this offer is what brought you here. Necessity.
Well, I mean, considering the Morning War, I wouldn't figure you guys would want somebody who's already helped the Summer Fae. I get the impression you guys still have a lot of animosity, but I'm glad that you'll help me with assuaging that animosity. So what do you want me to do?
What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help the house.
Well, at the moment, I am a wrecking ball of Prismeer death, so...
Forward is your only path out of these halls.
Well, that seems a little less hospitable than I thought, but...
Will be watching.
Okay. Fair enough. So I guess we're in the process of exploring, aren't we? And there's a thresh. Because of course there's a thresh. I'll just wait here. Oh, get a fifth one. I'll just take the gold. I don't need anything else at the moment. I don't even know if I should bother looking in the chests, though, to be honest. Like, you still have that impression. I think it's still fresh, the feeling that, like, I've got gear that I'll never need to worry about again, you know what I mean? So I don't think the feeling is fully sunk in yet. So all of those, like, normal looting patterns that you have in games like this, those are still intact. They don't need to be intact anymore because I can basically just run from point A to point B and be done with it, but, you know. Oh, hello.
Help me, mortal! The beast will kill me if you do not help.
What are you even doing in here?
Beast roam these halls, mortal. Once these lands were quiet, gentle. Now they mean to kill all that tread upon it, even the Winter Fae.
Yeah, that's what Prismeer does to them.
People have lived in peace for decades, centuries. But now we're awash in war and corruption, and we cannot stop it.
So where's this monster then?
I do not know. The midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what was that? It is here.
Okay, well, let's see what it is. Oh, okay, fair enough. I can deal with that. Oh, and there's even boggarts as well. I guess I'll just do that. You know, I probably could, like, just kill the boggarts with Fate mode as well. Block that, so not going to be able to block that anyway, I should say. You making a habit of throwing your weight around there, sir? Like how he wasn't getting anywhere with me, so he just sort of went after the NPC instead. He's like, yeah, that doesn't seem like a winning battle, so I'm just gonna go over here. Where'd she go? She was here a second ago. Am I seeing things? Is the Prismeer already affecting my brain in a negative way? That's not a good sign. What's that mean it's gonna do to my body? This is like drinking one too many Nuka-Colas in Fallout 4. Specifically Quantum, which has strontium-90 in it.
You have completed your first trial. Your actions spoke volumes.
Bizarane?
Are just as pertinent.
What was that noise? Was that the door closing behind me?
You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why?
Well, frankly, it ran in from the direction that I came from, so it was, technically speaking, the reason why I killed it was because it was in my way. I suppose she did need help, though.
Did she? What did you know of her plight? Of why the beasts pursued her so? Perhaps her persecution was a just one.
Have you ever seen an Etten skin someone for stew, man? It's not a pretty sight. I don't think anyone deserves that.
One, a child of winter? That answer might save a life or end it.
Well, it's pretty easy to see when they're a Tuatha. They've got Prismeer embedded into their skin.
Succumbing to an agonizing poison. In need of aid, no doubt. but deserving of his fate? We shall see.
Oh, what do you want me to do? Offer him a potion? Find the poisoned Fae. Okay. Alright, so what else spawned in here with me? Oh, Crudock, okay. Oh, okay, well. Wow, you're the first thing that's actually managed to do any reasonable amount of damage to me. That's impressive, really. Genuinely. I mean, granted, that attack has like a massive attack multiplier on it, so that's why you were able to do such significant damage to me, but... You know, we're already back at full, and I haven't even needed to use a regen potion, so it's really not that substantial. How am I doing on hammer, by the way? Like, how's the durability? Oh, it's already down by 7. It's a good thing I bought all those repair kits. I suppose that would be one thing that I would definitely be like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, take that from loot as repair kits, but you get very few repair kits anyway, so.
Please, are you the mortal that Bizarrain has brought to aid us? The one he has promised?
Well, I am immortal, and Bizarrain brought me here, so.
Mercy, I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me.
You
Please, end my suffering.
want me to kill you rather than cure you? Are you sure?
Please, mortal. I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us.
Well, I suppose if I don't use fate mode, you will come back,
I
so.
will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this suffering.
I mean, okay.
Thank you for ending this.
You're welcome. Oh, okay. So, well, that happened. I thought I was going to have to fight him. No, he just disappears into the ether. I don't know if I had to say the words, I'll kill you, in order to get him to die. Like, if that was the magic spell or what, but okay, sure.
Death is something you readily deliver, it seems. But did that Fae die as a result of your mercy or your barbarity?
My mercy, because I told him he needed me to say, I'll kill you, and so then I did, and he died. So he said he was in agony. So who am I to refuse?
And you offered mercy. But he will be reborn in time to suffer another end, and another after that.
Sure, but
You
that's not
neither
on me.
saved nor damned him. You merely spun the wheel.
Right.
Death is a chasm that divides mortals from Fae. But you have tasted something of our cycle, and we Fae are quickly learning the cost of mortality.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it?
I am beginning to see who you truly are. The culmination of this trial is almost at hand.
Cool, looking forward to it, because I've got full fate bar to use on it. Oh, good, another Crudock. Well, that's the damage we can expect out of him. I was about to say, I can't believe I haven't stunned him yet. But when it's just one Crudock, there's really not a whole lot that the game can do to... I mean, really, when it's anything, the game doesn't have a whole lot of tricks left up its sleeve at this point, right? Because, like, the Crudock can inflict, you know, maybe 60, 70 damage to me in one full strike there, but I regen 11 and a half of that per second, so I'll be back to full and by the time he does another attack. So,
You have
there
reached
you are.
this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, No more questions.
So what's the trial
The House of
for
Sorrows
then?
has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not.
You're correct. I haven't even broken their chantries yet.
Sorrows are subject to their malice.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
The House of Sorrows has always existed to preserve and maintain the oldest traditions of winter. We are the essence of these Fey lands. The House holds an authority among the Fey that the Tuatha have always coveted. Now, they finally seek to claim that power for their own. We must conclude your trial. Ready your weapon. You are to strike me down.
Okay. Okay, I have multiple questions. First of all, you decided to talk to me now that I've made it to the end? Is it just because the trial is almost over, or...?
Because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others that I must see at hand.
And that implies why I have to strike you
We have
down.
reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly.
So you're going to turn into one of those sorcerer guys. Great.
What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions, not explanations.
That means you miss out on a significant amount of context, actually, so that's the importance of having the explanation ready for the person you want to help you, but I guess I'll do it.
Indeed. Perhaps not.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you playing games with me,
Now that your
Vizarine?
trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them.
Uh-huh.
The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us.
Well, I'm here, so... was any of that real? I mean, obviously it was apparitions, but I mean, were the tests even real, or...?
Some, your reactions were real, but the Fae with whom you interacted, Tybri, Kadarok, and myself, were not.
Uh-huh.
They were but apparitions of the Fae you will come to know in this house. As facsimiles, the apparitions were appropriate enough, but I think you will find their real-world counterparts more complex.
Probably, because those were, sheets of paper by comparison. I guess, I'm going to do both of these, but I guess I'll help the house.
Then welcome to our ranks, mortal. The Hearthstone I gave you at the start of the trials will now reflect your affinity with us.
Cool. You'll have to forgive me for not wearing it. It's just not as good as what I've got.
I will show you a world stranger than you have ever seen.
Well, that'll be a novel thing for this video game, actually.
If we are to discuss the plight of the house, I will do so at his heart. Come, meet me in the main hall of the House of Sorrows, and we will speak more.
All right, then. Meet you there. So that takes care of the Sorrow's Call and flings us directly into the next quest, which is... nothing. Hold on. Which is Voices of the Dead. There you go. That's the next quest. Okay, well, there's the Hearthstone for you. It's just a full-on accessory now. You need to keep this in order to get into the House of Sorrows, if I recall correctly. So once you're done with the quest line, you can sell it and put it in junk and all that. It's not great. It just adds to your health regen by 20%, but only when you're low on health. Excuse me. So I don't really think it's particularly worth it. A talisman to bring hope to a Dokilfar warrior in the darkest hour. I would rather you bring hope to him at all hours so he never reaches his darkest hour, but, you know, whatever you want to do, I guess. Anyway, let's level up. What do I have at this level anyway? Mercantile. We're just doing Mercantile until it gets to 10. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, and then Detect Hidden 9 is the last level I've got planned. So don't need Might anymore, and these will look familiar because we just did these last time, but we'll put 3 points into Inoculation. Next level, we'll put 2 more points into it to get us to 35, and then we can finally start putting points into Barbed Arrows. Not that we particularly need Barbed Arrows, but I guess the extra damage will make battles go even faster than they already are. So I don't know. I'll take it.
Speak.
I would rather walk, actually. And I will walk to the House of Sorrows. I guess this is a back entrance of some kind or an underground entrance of some kind. So now we can See what he's talking about.
Speak.
As he teleports to me and says the same thing. I guess I'll just walk with him as he walks to whatever his destination ends up being.
I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with disdain.
Well, I mean, if you're dealing in facsimiles and myths, that might be part of it.
History and the traditions therein. Someone such as you.
Okay.
We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow.
It's hard to get a read on this guy, I'll tell you what. Alright, so we're going to stop them by repelling them out of the house, or...?
You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods.
So how do they do it?
Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them.
So are they in the process of poaching your members, or...?
I know only this. That our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup.
Yeah, basically, they're poaching your members. Alright, so how do we find Saturnin?
We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri.
Okay.
A tender, Catarak, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so.
Wow.
I suspect Saturnin's influence. Or, perhaps, that Catarak might be Saturnin himself.
How do I know you aren't Saturnin?
Bring Tybri to the body of Catarak's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Catarak.
Okay, so I guess it's similar. Like, you know how in Infamous where Cole can, like, put his hand over somebody and he can read their electrical impulses to trace them back to the last place they were before they died? I guess the sorrows follow a similar function.
There is a tender named Catarak who has fled our ranks. He is somehow tied to Saturnin. I am certain of it. I want you to find him and put an end to him. For if he is not Saturnin himself, then he is betraying our secrets to the Tuatha.
Still think this Bizarane guy might be a little on the suspicious side, but what do I know, right? Alright, so I gotta go out to the midden and escort this Tybri person, who I have not actually met yet, who's the only person I met was the apparition. I think if I remember correctly, all of these other House of Sorrows members can have some side quests for you to do as well. But if I remember correctly, they might be time sensitive. So if you want to do the side quests with them, it might be better to do them now before you escort Tybri. I don't personally care, but just word to the wise. If you want to do their quests, it might be better to do them before you go off and take care of this with Tybri rather than after. Miathgra's Den. Alright. Guess we'll find out what that's all about in a second. First...
So, you were the mortal. There were whispers that Bizarane had welcomed one of you amongst us. But to pick the siege breaker, I am awed.
I still barely even feel like that means anything. I mean, I broke the siege, but...
Is clear, and we must do as he asks. Are you ready to begin?
Sure, sounds like a plan. So, you need my help to take this guy in? Are we, like, cops or something?
The Midden was once a sacred place for the House of Sorrows, for all Winterfell, where the bodies of the dead were left to decompose.
Yeah, that's what the Winterfell are more about. They're more about the death and decay part rather than the life and the sustainability that the Summerfell have.
Corrupting the Midden. Scavengers and beasts now roam the Midden, and the body we seek is deep within. I must have someone to watch my back.
Okay.
Farewell.
Not farewell. You're my escort, so that means I've got to take you with me. I guess I'll get rid of this one before. I wonder if they can kill her. That would be kind of interesting, I guess. Though to be fair, they're just boggards, so I don't think that's going to be a huge deal to take care of. Like, I wonder if they kill her, if it just fails the quest line or what, but... Alright, so... Oh, Arcane Door, I guess. Probably got to keep these guys away from her since she's a caster. Thought I was going to harpoon there, but I pressed the button to... at not the right time. It was another one of those situations where I pressed it too quickly and it didn't work out. Oh, a couple of Leonesh. Where are they going? Okay, there we go. I've got this one. I'm just glad her shield didn't block my own harpoon. It very well might have, had I not moved out of the way, but, you know. Let's just hope she has enough HP to get her to wherever it is she's going. Which is probably, to be fair, up here, but, you know. Judging by the fact that it auto-saved, yeah, seems like it.
The body is here. I must begin my work. But the magic is sure to draw the wild fae in the area.
Okay.
Hold them back while I commune with the sorrows.
Sounds like a plan. Just set a few of these down while we're waiting. Oh, okay, I guess they can self-destruct. Didn't know they could self-destruct. That's interesting. What else we got? Boggarts again? Well, if I hear one of the traps go off, I'll know that I've got some company. Like that. Okay, there's a thresh as well. And there go the explosives. Oh good, this again. I'll just take the heads, it's fine. I love when my harpoon goes directly through them. Can't tell if I was doing damage there or not, honestly. Okay, well, that takes care of that. Now the real question, did she finish her work?
Yes? It is done.
I'm gonna say that's a yes.
Hador's sorrows left a strong impression on the corpse. He is hiding in the Siren Crypt in the drowned forest.
Okay.
You should go there, but be wary. The impression Hador left on the body was conflicted. Something is not right here. I will return to the house. With the beast beaten back, it should prove safe enough now.
Alright then. So, drowned forest.
The dead do not speak lies. Hadorok has gone to Siren Crypt in the drowned forest.
Got
It
it.
was once a mighty fortress, but like all things in this war, it was reduced to ruin. Lesser, cruder beasts and beings walk its halls now. For Hadorok to hide there, it makes little sense. But from what the sorrows told me, it seems as though he had nowhere else to go.
I wonder why. Oh, we'll go find out in a second. Alfar earring. Okay, so that's the earring of the guy that he killed. Indestructible cowl. No, thank you. I'll just take the gold. Thank you. Don't need that either. Well, there's a, whatchamacallit over there. Okay, so There's a lore stone over here. There's also... so we've got to go here to get one of the chantries. I think we got to go here to get one of the chantries and here. I guess I can check that by looking at the other quests. So let's take a look. Yeah. So we got to go into the Keening to get that one. There's one here. We can go to Sioran Crypt, and then we can go to the chantries and the third chantry and destroy it as well. So that's what we'll go do, I guess, since we're, you know, in the process. Okay, these are more Alfar that have been queued.
The limbs, while we sing these mourning hymns, as the dead embrace the land in the earth's embalming hand.
All right, so south of the Sorrows, the front entrance to the House of Sorrows, that's where we need to go. Got it. Can do. Won't even bother with the master healing potions. At this point, the healing potions really don't make a huge difference.
Gravestone standing tall by the Sorrows weary hall. Are the leaves now bearing fruit? Will the dead now fall?
Oh, good, and a Crudock as well. That's incredible. So my thinking, just kind of put a couple of these down while I'm waiting. There we go. Because as you can plainly see, once you get them stunned and you put the frost on them, they don't last very long. They kind of get flattened like a pancake when that happens. So, thank you. And you as well. I wonder if he thought I was Almain, because I have a very Almain looking face right now. Maybe we can, well, I would say maybe we can grow the beard back out, but considering the fact that, you know, 2/3 of it fell out in the process of me shaving it, I'm thinking that might not be feasible. What's this one that's above me that it's showing? Like it's showing an objective up there. And I don't know what that is supposed to be. But I do know that there's an objective over here, so. Like it's pointing me in the wrong direction with that one. Either way, this will give us an excuse to run around a good chunk of the area, get a lay of the land, and then just go from there, I guess. More boggarts? More boggarts. And a thresh. Might as well put these down. Oh, okay, well. Don't know what you were planning there. Probably self-destructing. Oh, it was just lavender. Okay. It was not a thresh. It was something you stick in tea instead. I love how we're still getting crude Sylvanite stuff from some of the drops here, where I've already got, like... Basically what we're wearing is fine Prismeer gear. So it's not even just, like, crude Prismeer gear or regular Prismeer gear. This is the kind of stuff that won't start, like, dropping from enemies until about level... I want to say 32, 33, somewhere in that range. Might even be later. So, the Keening, huh? Oh, hello there. Rune Wielder, huh? Rune Lord, even. Ow. Oh, and there's Tuatha here as well. Everyone's stunned. So I'll just let them be. Oh, okay. Got stunned again. I'm gonna run back up here. See if I can draw them to my frost traps while I do one of these. Nah, blocked too late. It's okay, it was already gone within 2 seconds of me doing it. That seems like a strange interaction, though. Because they're getting stunned when they quote-unquote hit me while I'm in the middle of Aerostorm, which means they're not hitting me. Probably, if I had to guess as to what's happening there, I would say they're hitting where the shield would be, because in order to use Aerostorm, I have to block, right? So probably because the shield is stuck out in front of me, they're hitting where the shield is supposed to be, and that's causing them to get stunned, because it's technically an unparried block. So not only, you're telling me, not only does that protect me when I'm bad at the parry system, sorry, I just bumped the mic stand. Not only are you telling me that protects me when I'm bad at the parry system, it also protects me from being attacked by anything while I'm in the midst of doing a block attack. That's nuts. Oh, well, look at all of these guys. A chieftain? Sure, why not? Set a few of these down. And let it fly. I'm just gonna, yeah, take the hit, honestly. Don't care enough to actually bother. I think that's just the problem, though, right? Like, the game just doesn't give you an incentive to care enough about its systems once you get to this point. Thank you for getting me out of the way of that. That was very nice of you. Okay. So we got the bleed and the poison on him from the piercing effect, so the piercing effect should allow us to... You'll notice also, by the way, that we're getting a really rather large cage key amount of whatchamacallit, a really large amount of crits. I have not bothered personally to check whether the stacking effects of crit and all that stuff are additive or multiplicative. I would assume they're additive, because if they're multiplicative, that's just obscene.
A child of dust is here for
But
death.
what do I know, right?
Pitiful wish.
Alright, before you start any of your bullshit, let me just, oh look, there's another one. And he's dead.
No longer shall we tolerate the mortals and the vile peasants in our world.
Gadflow, get out of my way. You are interrupting my me time of beating up all your fools that are in your army with you. Oh, he's gonna have a chat with me now, I think. I can't move the camera.
The undying mortal from the well has returned.
Well, undying is debatable.
Existence is an abomination against all things. How can you not see this?
Sure, it might be an abomination, but, like, at least I'm using my powers for good.
Mortals pervert the world, twisting it to their own ends. Your unnatural new life is only the latest in a long line of your kind's debaucheries.
Sure, but you're sticking Prismir in your head.
Chose me to be the cure. My army is the wildfire that will clear the land of you and your kind.
It will also kill You, though. What? So do I break this by doing this, or do I break the crystals first? I'm gonna break the crystals first. I don't know if this breaks the, whatchamacallit, the central thing. Yes, it does. Okay, good. So that's those chantries, that chantry rather, taken care of. Next one is gonna be down there. Not even all the way, I was gonna say all the way across the Keening, but that's not correct. We're just gonna want to follow this road past whatever this side quest is, all the way out to the other side of the Keening into the Drowned Forest. I wonder, I think the Drowned Forest might be the spot where the 4th piece of the Unvanquished armor set is. I should check that. Let me check that while I'm thinking about it right here before we get moving. Kingdoms of Amalur. It's the next might piece. I think this is how you spell it. On the west edge of the Drowned Forest in Cluricon, there is a narrow pass south of Castle Bonelock. Follow the trail to the pile of rocks to find this piece of armor. Yeah, so it's in the west edge of the Drowned Forest. So we go into the west edge. We just need to find, and actually it might even be in this section, honestly, because that might be where Castle Bonelock is. So we might go there after. But we go into the west edge anyway. So we'll see if we can find this hidden passage while we're in the process. But first we have to get there, so that means we have to go for a run, because this chantry was out of the way, and now for the rest. How are we doing weapon-wise? Okay, it's got half. It should alert me to let me know that it's badly damaged, I think, but we'll see. Well, this is a pain in the nuts of an encounter. So let's just get the priest out of the way first, since he's the major pain in my side. There we go. Yeah, that didn't really work out for you now, did it? Go on, try to throw your weight around, I dare ya. Alright then, before anybody else decides to show up, let's have a jump off of these things and get ourselves a little bit closer to where we need to go. And honestly, I might just, just run straight for it. Okay, that was nothing. Another thresh. Where do they all come from, huh? Gotcha now. They're trying. I guess I can give them that. They're trying to throw things in my way that will stop me, but trying and succeeding are two wholly different things. The Baelor's Crossing. Actually, that makes a lot of sense now. I was trying to wonder why there were just, there's just a giant, thing here. Just a big swath of a path that just cut through here. And it's like, oh yeah, the 50-foot tall Niskaru kind of cut a path through the area. I really just want to kill this one. There we go. He's on death's door anyway, so. Master health regen potion? I almost want to drink that just to see how rapidly it stitches my bones back together, but I don't know if we'll ever have a reason for it, Okay, so this doesn't look like it actually leads anywhere, so we want to go up through the Baelor's Crossing. and around, judging by what I just saw on the map. I don't know if that's 100% true, but judging by what I just saw on the map, that looks like the direction that we want to go to do this part. So that's what we'll do. I forget if you have to go back to the place where we first, where we met Saidan. I forget even what it's called at this point. Foe's Hearth, I think, in order to turn this one in. But I guess we'll find that out. Oh, good. A tyrant. And a Niskaru hunter. Okay, he's done. That's fine. Let's inflict the bleed and the poison on him real quick. Put these down. Get the slow on him. Probably gonna get smushed in a second, never mind. Oh no, it still did because I was using Shadow Flare. That's okay, we're already back at full health, so what does it matter, right? Oh, I can actually parry that if I do it correctly. I'll keep that in mind. No challenge at all. Sylvanite Longsword. Heart of Ember. They're trying to tempt me away from my Prismere one, you see. I mean, it's pretty okay. It's fire, obviously, so that's not really going to be that useful to us at the moment. I just like that ice. Honestly, in the end game, I think ice is probably my favorite of the three regular elements. It's just the slow effect is really nice, I think. This primitive weapon is the captured essence of the Obsidian Peaks. Its enchantment protects the wielder from the molten rock that forms the head of this great hammer. Probably a good idea, because if you hit yourself with molten rock, I mean, it's great for killing your enemies, but it's also great for killing you, so that will do it. Alright, yeah, well, I know at the very least now that we're going in the correct direction, so now all I gotta do is follow the path south, and then we can come back up to the northwest corner and we can take care of the crypt and the other chantry. So let's go do that. Sound good? Good, because that's what we're gonna go do. I think I'm gonna start sprinting, honestly. I don't know, I don't really have a whole lot in the way of, like, what else can I say about this when we're just wandering through gigantic open areas that don't need to be this gigantic and open. In case it wasn't immediately clear, judging by my comments, I think I prefer Champions of North to the way that this game does its stuff, honestly. Like, at least I know that Champions of North wasn't wasting my time in some situations. It feels like in some situations this game is wasting my time. Matter of fact, it feels like that in a lot of situations, to be fair. But it's kind of one of those examples, really. Like, just because a game has, you know, high-end names attached to it, just because a game has tons of money poured into it, it doesn't mean that the game's going to come out good. So it's one of those things that, I mean, I'd probably, to be fair, I'm probably preaching to the choir on that one. But, you know, I'm probably going to get a Thresh or something in here because Boggarts usually aren't just out by themselves anymore. Okay, a Sprite to go with its Boggart friend. Sure, why not? Can you imagine what's going to happen when we get access to barbed arrows at the next level?
And now they come to take our land.
Wonder if I should just, like, erase these guys from history.
Shall be.
I think I'm going to, actually. Oh, there goes one of the chantry things. Nice hit. Okay, you're already fate woven. And there we go. I'll use a greater experience booster as well. Why not? Oh, that's gonna hurt like hell. That's a headache you won't wake up from. Ouch.
struggle against the force of a simple army. How will you fare, I wonder, against the power of a god?
Do you enjoy talking trash that isn't even true? Your god is a lie. She's lying to you through the crystals.
Only a fool denies the power they can feel. She's been speaking more and more, and she has such interesting things to say about you.
She's probably a lot more interested now that I'm using the Prismeer against her.
Come to our world in person. Then we'll see whose life is a lie, and whose life is nothing but salt and cinders.
I get the feeling the answer to both of those questions will be you, to be fair. But, you know. Okay, well, we got rid of the this chantry just in the process of exploding with fate energy, so that helps. I've heard you might not want to actually do that, though, because I've heard that there is a potential glitch that can happen where if you destroy the chantry crystals before talking to Gadflow, he might not talk to you. So I might, like, pop a save next time we get to the next chantry before we do that, just in case I accidentally break some stuff and the game glitches out and we can't continue. Which, to be fair, I would not be opposed to not continuing. Again, nothing from here on out will challenge, but still, might as well see this all the way to the end. We've seen it all the way through 10 episodes at this point. It's only going to take a few more. Might as well see it all the way to the end, right? So, I know those Boggarts and Thresh, you guys can stay where you are. It's fine. I don't have any qualms with you. Frolic in the forest for all I care. This probably doesn't lead to the main road, that is. Probably doesn't lead to the Syaran Crypt. So I'm going to take this side road. There's a healer over there. Not that I really need their help for anything. I think there's, actually, this might be like a camp or something that I can mark on the map. So, yep, that's what I thought. Alfar camp. And there are wounded soldiers there. I'm not sure why they aren't just going straight to the city now that it's been liberated. Like, I feel like you'd probably get better aid over there. But, whatever. That is not my problem. Not anymore. I guess I'll take care of the Boggarts since it put me off the threat. I don't know what the Thresh thinks he's doing. He's not doing his little ground thing that he normally does. There he goes. Alright, well, there's more Mergen where that came from, so I guess let's go take care of business while we're here. Haven't seen your Bansheean friend anytime recently, though. You guys having a falling out with your matriarch or something? The world may never know. Because I'm not going to bother to find out. I'm just going to go inside the crypt. I wonder if I should repair my hammer after this. Let's check on it again. 10? Yeah, I might repair it after this, honestly. Find Catarak. Can do. Oh, look, I hit one of his friends instead of him. Oh, there they go. That didn't really work out for you now, did it? I wonder if I can use this hidden door to skip the dungeon. I don't know if I would have stuck that here even as a reward for people that did Detect Hidden, because by this point, if you didn't invest in Detect Hidden, you're really just gimping yourself. But hey, I suppose if this makes this process a little simpler, I'll take it. I don't need the experience, to be fair. I just got a greater experience booster from all those Tuatha, so, like, And we still have 6 of those left. We've got plenty of opportunities to earn any experience I would have gotten out of this place. I think I'm gonna just do one of these. One of those as well. And that's how you do almost 1,000 damage with a non-critical hit. Sorry, the habits, they still die hard. The habits of looking through loot at all times, they still die hard. No, I definitely wanted you to shoot this guy that's right on top of me, but, you know. No, that works. Alright, so anyway. I'm working our way up levels, making my way downtown. And it looks like I actually don't know if we skipped, honestly. Well, I guess we kind of did, because, like, judging by what we've already fought on these sections of the map, I would say we probably would have had to go up and around a little bit in order to get here, but I don't know how far we would have had to go, so. Catarock?
You are Bizerane's cat's paw, then? I knew he had let a mortal into the house's ranks. But this is who he sends to do his dirty work.
Sir, I am more well-equipped than you are. I would not make any threats.
Return me to the cycle, but if you ever see your master, tell him this. He will never get his hands on the Sorrows. All of us, will stop him.
I'm a little confused, to be fair, but then again, that's just the way that things are, I guess. This is sad. This is so sad. There you go. I suppose that's what he gets for being in a corner, though, to be fair. So. Oh, good, there's more of them. Oh, good, and they hit the attack that I had set up for them there. Or the trap, rather, that I had set up for them there. Alright, well, Bizerane's got a little explaining to do, to be fair. I'll go take care of the third chantry while I'm here, just so that way I can get that out of the way. And at this point we might as well sprint, because I would rather be brief, considering the fact that we've beaten the game. Like, just look at the gear that we have, right? Like, we've beaten the game. There's no question of that. I just might as well show the quest that I was planning on showing. Honestly, though, I want to say maybe I actually did beat the House of Sorrows quests at one point. I just don't remember them. I do remember this being interesting to me when I first played the... Not when I first played the game, but when I was first setting up for this project. I was like, oh, that seems like an interesting questline. I just don't remember why. So... Alright, let's do a hard save since we haven't done one all day. I can't believe it's only been 2 streams since we were saving in the middle of the plains of Arethel, and here we are all the way over in Cluricon already. It just feels like it went by so fast. But yeah, so we'll head over in that direction, past all the boggarts and whatever the hell else, to go over here. I guess I'll try checking... I want to say this is the Kylid Coast, though. I don't think this is the Drowned Forest. I want to say that it's somewhere in this section here where you'll get the Tiniat's Hauberk, which is the 4th piece of the Unvanquished set. The second might piece. I could be wrong on that, but I guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, I should do a repair. Let's see. Yeah, that's in need of repairs, I would say. These... I could always repair the House of Ballads stuff as well, since it's just hanging out in my inventory, but the rest I'll just hold off on. We'll go repair that stuff later, when it becomes pertinent to do so. I'm hoping that I can just kind of like... Oh, that's probably the castle that they were talking about for Tiniat's Hauberk. So let's just go discover it, and then we can take a look around for the hidden passage that they were talking about. It says it was in the southwest corner, so it might be like right around here somewhere. Well, I was going to see what was in there, but we have boggarts and a thresh. Who are you fighting there, Mr. Thresh? Oh, that guy. Okay, cool. Some random gnome guy who probably gives a side quest was getting ready to come to my aid there. Thanks. Alrighty, I'm just gonna assume it's over here since it said southwest corner. So let's go this way. It's probably not there, because that's not really a hidden passage, you know? So, might be there, although that's a dungeon, so it's probably there. Guess we'll discover the dungeon too. Sanctuary Grotto. And yeah, there's a detect hidden chest at the end of all of this, and there's also, it looks like, here's the Bansheean. So, it's a little something, I guess. Remember how difficult they were? Not anymore. Don't even need to use fate mode on them. Alright then. Okay, that's not the detect hidden that I needed. Here it is. And that's not what I expected to actually find here. Maybe this is something else. Malik's Vest. I expected to find Tiniat's Hauberk here, but maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. The Fey Bard Malik plucked countless chickens and loots from his fabled vest, a reference to this chess piece's generous enchantments. I mean, the extra health and mana per second is pretty nice, especially for a finesse build. But yeah, that's not what I was expecting. Oh well. It'll get us a little bit of extra gold that we can save for our retirement if I don't melt into dust by the time this game is over. So, but yeah, I guess that's not what we were looking for. I honestly, at this point, I don't even know that I care to go looking for the Unvanquished set. Like, there are guides on the internet that will tell you where to search for it. Like, there's location guides, so I don't really know necessarily that I need to show everybody where they are, especially since I'm not going to be taking advantage of them because I've already got good enough weapons and armor to just make do without it, you know, so. Oh yeah, that's right. I already looked at that. Well, there's another thresh. Oh, I guess it's time to get to work, huh? Well, I'm not going to get that attack in before he's done here, so I'll just wait. Okay, there he goes. And give me azurite chauces now, really? I feel like that's such a great idea. I was gonna say, is it worth fighting that boggart? I'm not sure if it is, because he's still just frolicking despite what happened to his friends, so we might as well just let him be, you know? Why not? We got an autosave right here, so maybe I'll just do this again. We'll see what happens. Alright, do another one. And, okay, so you're not getting your neck broken, but this is probably going to be just as painful. It will get me the level up, so that at least is nice. We can take advantage of that in just a moment, but first...
Try as you might, struggle as you will, you are deluded. There is no winning for you, only death.
I mean, why not both? You do understand what I'm doing to your army, though, right? Like, by unweaving the threads of their fate, they aren't going to come back. I can keep doing this, you know? I can do this all day.
Yes, but death as you define it means little to us. The great cycle returns each to offer as to offer again.
Not when I kill them.
And they do. Tirnoch gets stronger.
He thinks his numbers are going up, or at least staying the same. He's going to look at his stock exchange numbers in a few minutes and be like, where did my soldiers go?
And it will be the last thing your mortal flesh shall ever feel.
I mean, again, you might be right, depending on how my body reacts to all of this. Return to Sidon. Alright, so... Return to Sidon, which is probably in Foe's Hearth. Return to Bizaran, that's in the House of Sorrows. We're at level 26, though, so let's take advantage of that first. Get another point in Mercantile. And then boost this up. And I guess we'll start working on Barbed Arrows. Since, again, we don't really need the additional damage, but the extra bleed damage that it has the potential to do will be pretty nice. So... I'll take it, and then we'll work on that until we can get that maxed out. Not next level, but the level after that. We'll max it out, and then we'll work on Enduring Agony. So 39, 42, 45, and we'll be done. And next level, we'll actually get access to Tier 5 of our Might Finesse build. So we won't be an Avenger anymore, we'll be the next tier up. But we don't have access to that just yet, so we'll wait until we get there to figure that part out. Either way, I guess Sidon is closer, so let's go back to Foe's Hearth first. And then we can go back to the House of Sorrows to have a chat with Bizaran about what was going on with Catarak. And probably come to a close realization that I've just been used in order to further Saturnin's plot, because, of course. Why wouldn't I have, you know? Alright, do we need to go, like, further into this place? Is there a further into this? I guess so. Not that I care, but, you know, it's there in case I guess you want to go explore it.
Godfrey's voice has fallen silent in this land. The Dwather are frightened and disorganized. They run back to Alabastra to make their final stand.
Good.
We owe you much. Our eyes are opened and our blades unsheathed. Cluricon is won, but the House of Pride stands between us and the final goal.
So what's wrong with the House of Pride?
Press forward, and I can take you to an old friend who knows the next step.
I guess we'll find out in a second. So that means you're going to take me to Ventrinio.
Yes, we will take you to his filthy tower on the island of Danistar.
Yeah, you know, that makes sense, actually.
In some time.
The map even shows the tower, so...
More than to let him rot there. But he knows of a way past the sentinel of the House of Pride.
We couldn't just get past him by killing him?
Take these blades to prepare for whatever troubles you will face at his tower or beyond.
I mean, wouldn't they serve you better than me? I don't exactly use Fey Blades, but yeah, we get Sidon's Fey Blades for doing so. I guess lead the way then?
Far to the southwest, there is a darkened tree by the Caelid coast. Meet me there, and we can walk the shadow to the gnome's tower.
Walk the
Aelin
shadow,
Shear will
huh?
be waiting there. She was most insistent to join in whatever business you have with the Collector of the Dead.
Yeah, that sounds like her. She has a tendency to get into my business. She's been doing it the whole game, basically, so.
Meet me at the Caelid Coast. The Winter Fae know of a shadow path to Ventrinio's island.
How does he get off the island, anyway? Does he
We will
just
meet
float
again at the shadowed tree on the Caelid Coast.
off the island when he needs to... Like, what if he needs to go get groceries or something? I get the feeling he doesn't really go out for very many groceries, to be fair. But that's that quest done, so 5 more main quests and then we're finished with that. And it seems like, well, that doesn't seem like a lot considering you have so many extra, areas on the map left to go. I mean, you've got 2 areas of the Caelid Coast and then you've got all of Alabastra still, but it's actually, honestly, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me. So it's only a couple of more places than what we have left in terms of quests. So actually, I don't want to pursue Echoes of the Past. I would like to go and finish Voices of the Dead and probably the rest of the House of Sorrows quests, honestly, before we go there. So here's Sidan's Feyblades. They're nothing special. They inflict bleed and they have 25% extra damage versus bleeding targets. So they probably do a little bit more damage than they let on because of their bleeding plus damage effect. But there you go. Winter Fae in design, the austere blades of Sidan the Outcast were forged with stolen steel and avenged blood. Metal as hell, but not really my cup of tea. Sorry, Sidan. Either way, I'll just keep using the banhammer, and let's head back to the House of Sorrows so that way we can see what they've got going on over there. Again, I got a bad feeling I've just been used for furthering a plot, but either way, it will take us through their quest line because we've done 1 main quest and 2 side quests once we finish this one up. So,
Yes?
did you decide to sit down, Tybri, or?
You have finally returned. Much has happened since you were away.
Yeah, that's the
The house
impression
has
I
been
got.
sundered. Not by Tuatha, but by ourselves.
What do you mean? What happened?
The house has rebelled. The other members of the house have marched against the Tuatha. I'm afraid they may have attacked Bizarane. I do not think he is dead, but we must see to him. Saturnin is watching us. I can sense it. If Bizarane is left undefended...
Wait, that doesn't make sense. If they marched against the Tuatha, wouldn't he be marching with them?
It will be difficult for you to understand, but many did not consider Bizarane the true king of our house.
Why?
While many wanted to war with the Tuatha, Bizarane stayed our hands. And while our house collapsed around us, Bizarane did nothing.
Okay, that makes a little more sense now.
Though I see the value of your presence, many felt that bringing a mortal into our ranks crossed the line. With you, Bizarane made his final error.
Okay, well, sorry for the effects that I've had on it, but I guess we can go help him.
Yes, unfortunately the doors to the house are barred from the inside.
Oh, great.
I'm capable of shadow stepping through, but I'm afraid that you, as a mortal, must take a longer route.
So just go back through the proving halls again?
But be warned, Bolgun roam those corridors now. Saturnin's already started moving to crush us.
Uh-huh.
Farewell.
Alright, then. So for some reason, despite the fact that Sidan can shadow walk you through his whole path over here on the Caelid Coast in order to get to Ventrinio's Tower, which is right here, Tybri can't shadow walk you through despite being a member of, like, one of the more powerful magical Winter Fae court things in the area. I don't know how that works. I'm not here to question. I'm just here to consume the rest of the media that I was planning on consuming before beating the game so that way it's done with. So let's just keep doing it. We're almost through to the other side. I can feel it. Alright, well, we're still able to get in here. I mean, you'd think if he didn't want me to you know, proceed any further. He'd just be like, yeah, okay, so Hearthstone doesn't work anymore. Bye. Well, we'll get rid of the thugs first, since the thugs don't actually block your attacks, so that helps a little bit. I thought he was swinging at me. He was not. Alright, so anyway. Just keep it up. Keep on moving and grooving. I feel like it's kind of almost a little bit worth it for me to prepare myself by playing through this, despite the fact that it's not really like something I care about at this point. Just because it'll prepare me for the trials ahead, you see. There will be trials ahead. Where are you aiming, dude? Aim at the Arcane Barghest. It's right there. Okay. Whatever. Just trying to get something into my frost trap here, actually. There we go. Okay, don't know what that was all about. No, when what did it do? Eat the input or something? That's the thing about Bolgans, though, is that, like, when they do that attack, that 3-hit attack chain there, you can't, I've tried every combination, and it might just be because the game has frame drops because I'm playing it on the PS3 version, but I've tried every possible combination of blocking and doing all that stuff, but they'll always get a cheap shot in, no matter what. One of their attacks comes out too quickly if you hit the block, because you have that animation at the end of your block where you sort of like slide backwards and parry, and it just comes out too quickly for you to be able to block it, which, whatever. I would prefer if that wasn't the case, you know. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I think Bizarrane's thing's getting in my way here. That's unfortunate, but we can take care of it. Okay, well, I guess you could roll through it. There you go. So that's an indication of what you can do. I guess you can lunge through it as well, since I just lunged through it. So I guess I haven't tried every combination, have I? Despite saying that. It's more like I've tried most combinations of blocking, but blocking evidently is not the correct method. The correct method is block the first one, then roll away. And that should be good enough to get you through it. Just judging by what I just saw, anyway. What's eating my arrow there? That is not what I was aiming at. Yeah, see how they got the cheap shot in there because I had the second hit. I guess if you slow him, though, that'll help with preventing him from getting that cheap shot in, because he'll be slowed enough to where he doesn't, well, get the cheap shot in. So, because it slows his attack animation down, so he won't be able to just whack you upside the head like he was to me before. That'll work. And goodbye. Well, that was rather a powerful swing. Got a double out of it. But yeah, so now that we have barbed arrows, there may occasionally be points where you just kind of see the bow damage that we do just spike up in terms of the damage that it deals. So if you see that, it's because we procced the bleed effect that we... you know, I'm going to check what's in here. I don't think we checked what was in here before. So, okay, nothing that good. Oh, and we also got some new armor out of this whole thing. We got the Cowl of Sorrows. We got everything except the robes, I think, so far. So, but yeah, it requires 28 sorcery, so we won't be equipping that, unfortunately. And as you can see, we can't put the House of Ballad stuff in junk because it will let me add the Sorrows stuff, but it won't let me add the House of Ballad stuff to junk, as you can plainly see. It also won't let me add my Mastercrafted gear to junk, so take that for what you will as well. Alright, anyway, we're through the proving hall, so let's just head inside and see what we can do here. Trying to think if I want to go back and repair stuff once I'm done with this. I might wait to go repair everything, honestly, until we're done with the House of Sorrows quests. Like, we might be able to do it by the end of the day today, depending on how many of them we can get done. I don't know if we'll finish these quests today, but... I mean, I guess it would save us some time, because then we could just go straight into the main quest stuff. Run straight through Alabastra as quickly as possible. But we shall see. Anyway, found Bizarane, found Tybri.
You have arrived as Tybri said you would. It is good that you were able to get through the proving halls unscathed.
To be fair, at this point, I'm not sure anything that was in there could scathe me.
The house may have breathed its last.
What do you mean?
The rebels have begun a
That's
march
what I
of
said.
folly to make war on the Tuatha. As they said, they are rallying at a fortress called the Fallen Hall.
Okay, and why is that a bad thing?
They ignored me. I sought to warn them. They paid no heed. For them, the war started when I became the King of Sorrows. And now, my reign ends.
But I mean, they're gonna go kill the Tuatha, right?
Without
So.
leadership, the rebels will be easily picked off.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess they don't have any captain to rally their cry. So is that why they rebelled? They just didn't respect your authority, and they thought they could do it better themselves. They mutinied, or?
Years ago, the House of Sorrows and the Tuatha made a pact of necessity. The house would remain free of the Tuatha, but could not interfere with their war. In addition, the Tuatha demanded we appoint a more amiable king, one who would uphold the pact.
And that's why you're here.
And so I was named. I became the face of our submission, and when Saturnin led the Tuatha to fight us, the house had no reason left to heed me.
Sounds like they didn't really follow through on the pact anyway, but we can try to help them.
Saturnin has made a miscalculation in moving to kill these rebels. Namely, he did not foresee you.
I mean, really, who could, though?
This fact. Saturnin will have to reveal himself in some form. Go south and learn all you can from him. Kill him if possible. I have instructed Tybri to assist you as best she can, but she is not as suited to this work as you, mortal. Look after her.
Does that mean more escort quests? Oh boy. Anyway, we gotta go to the Fallen Hall.
They are in the Fallen Hall. Save who you can, but more importantly, we must learn what we can of Saturnin.
I suppose, honestly, that's probably for the best anyway, because if we, like, if the Fae of the Winter Court die, they will return. Go to the Fallen Hall. Okay. I guess we're going. I guess Tybri's following me. But yeah, if they die, I don't actually know how it works if they die by Prismere weapons. I'm not sure if it's similar to how it works when I stab them with, you know, the Weaves of Fate. But, I mean, if they die, they will come back. So that at least will help out a little bit. But it's also possible that the Tuatha's Prismere is causing them to die and not come back. So Or the game just isn't explaining that part because it hasn't thought beyond the surface level since the beginning of the game. So why stop thinking that way now? Why start thinking in details now? There's no need. Just ride by the seat of your pants all the way to the end. We don't have time. We don't have time to tell the story, R.A. Salvatore. We have to get moving. Alright, the Fallen Hall's down here, so let's just fast travel to Baylor's Crossing. I'm sure Tybri will make it to the Fallen Hall herself. Just fine. Let's see. So we're off this way again. Yep. And this is still a house divided. Okay, fair enough. Echoes of the Past, is that gonna start over there? Let me just see. Yeah, so we got to go all the way down to the Kaled Coast before we can even start that one. So I won't bother going there until the House of Sorrows sends me in that direction. I'm not even sure if it ever does, though, to be honest. Like, I'm fairly certain that we won't be going there anytime soon. So, okay, looks like we go up there and then go down that narrow path, and that'll take us to where I need to go. All right. So if it doesn't take us in that direction, we'll just finish all the House of Sorrows quests, and then we'll head in that direction. We'll take care of Ventrinios Tower, and then we'll go from there. Now we have company in the form of spearmen. Oh, good. You missed. You didn't, but that's fine. Well, I guess that guy got stunned from something. That's fine. Okay. Oh, look, a Master Frosted Fulcrum. I might actually take that with me. I don't think we're ever going to need it, but just to say that I have it, you know what I mean, in case I decide to make another bow or something. Because, like, we could always get different parts out of this one. Just because you get, just because I used a greater slaughtering fulcrum to make it, it doesn't mean... Oh, really? They're back. All right, well, I'm getting the hell out of here before they decide they want to take a bite out of me. I don't feel like fighting them for 1 full minute, so... With some of the best gear in the game. I'm already going to have to fight whatever this is down here. More Tuatha. That disrupted them, so I don't mind doing that again. You want to try that one again? Alright, well, that's that. Sorry, even with the vitamin B, I don't really have much in the way of color commentary at this point because the game has become effectively ASMR bait if, you know, the music wasn't louder than the voice acting despite me turning it down and all that stuff. But it's basically just like, if you don't get put to sleep at this point, I'm honestly, I'd be surprised. The only reason I'm not put to sleep at the moment is probably because I have vitamin B in my system, so that makes it a little easier. Find Saturn in. He doesn't look like he's that far in. Tybri, let's do this. Looks like they're having fun with the rest of the house. We can probably make this work out a little easier for ourselves. Their arrows are actually dealing decent damage as well. Oh, okay. And it looks like everybody else died in a very small amount of hits because they're all dead, while Tybri and I are still alive, despite her being not prepared for this, according to Bizarine. So that's just great. Thanks for the assist. And goodbye. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard based on what the wiki said that Tybri can in fact die. I don't know how true that is though. So, well, we don't need to go that way. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna go straight this way.
Look, that must be the leader, Saturnin.
Too bad I wasn't fast enough to get in there.
That was the leader. It must have been Saturnin. And if he's heading in there, that must be where the rest of the House of Sorrows are. We have to get past this door. We need to stop him before the rebels are all killed.
I don't know. He already killed 3 of them without even trying, so... I mean, this doesn't help me, so how do we open the door so we can both go in?
The Fallen Hall is a fortress in the Phalanx. To get to its heart, we will need to open 3 great doors. There should be 2 other sigil stones that we can use, in addition to the one before us. They will grant us passage.
Alright, so find the sigil stones again. And that's how we get in hold fast, quote unquote.
For its strong defenses. There are 3 sigil stones that control the Holdfast's mighty doors.
I wonder if you could have gotten into that door if you, like, sprinted at him. I want to say no, but... I don't know.
Farewell.
I didn't think quickly enough, evidently, to do so. Alright, well that takes care of 1. So now we just gotta get these other 2, and then we'll go from there. I wonder if they, like, reset. Like, I wonder if you have to take care of the enemies and then you have to run between them, or they'll reset after a little while. That'd be kind of an interesting mechanic, I think. Oh, the priest is right here for me. How about that? Not who I was trying to talk to. Trying to loot. Thank you. Don't know why I'm looting, but I'm trying to loot anyway. Don't need the money. Doing it anyway. Actually, if I'm going to make repairs later, I do technically need the money because I'm going to have to pay a blacksmith to do that, but I don't know. It's not really an excessive amount of money, so I don't really have to be too cautious about it, you know. Next. Well, I guess Tybri can give me the assist then. Alright, that's number 2. And again, we could bother looting all this stuff, but why? I ain't used a single potion since we got into this episode, so why would I bother looting? I get just a little bit of cash from the things that drop cash, and that's enough. I'll get more cash just from selling the things that are already in my inventory anyway. So, like, we won't need... And to be fair, I have 357,000 gold before I even sell any of my loot. So, like, we won't need to worry about that stuff, you know? Alright, what the hell are you guys doing? I let my guard down too quickly. Can't tell if that was a bounce off or what exactly there. Guess it doesn't matter though. Because despite all attempts at the contrary, we are already working our way up pretty well in terms of experience, getting us closer and closer to the next level, which is 27. And again, we only really need 3 more levels total out of all of this. I don't really know what I'm going to do with my stuff after once I get to level 29, so... It might be Fate mode time. Because I should be able to get a whole ton of experience out of these guys, so... And that's if I kill the troll in time, though. Should be able to, I think. Well, maybe not with the, with that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know with the guy coming up on me, though. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm just gonna take the experience and run. The guy's not dead, but I'm just gonna take it. It would have, if I wouldn't have just, like, slumped him through the troll, it probably could have gotten all of them, but this is fine. Because he'll be dead in 2 seconds anyway. 11,000 experience for that whole endeavor. So that's not terribly bad. It'll work out pretty well. What do you got, Skeleton? Fine Sylvanite hammer. Actually, I should take the gold. I took the hammer, too. I don't need the hammer. You know, probably what I could have done there is I could have, like, knocked a couple of the enemies off, like maybe the Fairgordas first, and then I could have gone ahead and taken care of Fate mode, and that probably would have worked a little bit better. 158 damage and not even any piercing damage. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do with that? Come on now. You gotta do better than that. Alright, got him. Number 3. See, I was under the impression that there were 6 quests, but we're already confronting Saturnin, so, like, where's this gonna go after he's done for? Like, what's left? You know? Oh, that's what that was. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll find out in a second, but it just seems like this is too easy, you know? How's my, okay. We still have plenty of durability on the hammer, so I don't have to worry about that just yet. A Tuatha Overlord? Haven't seen that yet. Probably won't see it again for a while because off he goes in like 2 seconds. Oh, that's much better. I can almost feel that. Is he on fire? Is that why he's freaking the hell out? Probably. Yeah, sometimes enemies will freak out and panic when they're set on fire, so... I guess it's a nice effect, but... I prefer the slow effect from ice, personally. So... And as if that wasn't enough, there's more enemies to confront. So that's great. I don't know where the hell you thought you were going just now. Thought he could run away from me and go fight Tybri instead or something. I don't know. That don't seem like such a good idea. Therden's charge, that's probably trying to tell me something about the fact that I'm going to have to kill the guy. He's stunned. Okay, cool. Get them all? No, there's one over here. Alright, that takes care of that. I don't know, Tybri and I are working together pretty well, though. She's kind of like, she'll get a little hit in when they're threatening to walk up on me, and I've got the melee stuff, so I kind of run in and grab all the aggro real quick. It's a good combo. We're working together well. That is a lot of dead winter fae.
Oh, this is splendid.
Mercer?
I was worried I would have nothing left to see to after I slaughtered these wretches.
Who's this guy? Are you Saturnin?
You are mistaken, little one. I am not Saturnin. Though I can see where you might have made such a mistake. Even I have not seen his face.
Why am I forced to make that mistake when I can see in the text box his name is Mercer?
And that is enough. Now, let us fight.
I mean, okay. That's what you want to do. It's not going to end well for you, though. I can guarantee you of that. Oh, he's got friends. All right.
Saturnin has a message for you to deliver to your master. This war is over. Soon the sorrows will belong to the Tuatha.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. So you're going to run away like a little bitch?
I can
Okay.
scarcely believe it. All this death, all this destruction, and we have nothing to show for it. No Saturnin, no safety. The Weeping King left the world with good cause. For all that is left of the House of Sorrows is ruin.
I wouldn't give up on him yet, Tybri. I mean, that being said, I don't have a plan, but...
We must return to Bizrain with this news. He will want to know what has happened here.
He'll probably want to know that we're the only three left then. Yeah, fair. Alright, well, anyway. That went pretty well. We'll go do that in a second. I see a hidden door that we can open up. So let's open it up and see what's inside. What kind of goodies await me in the next room? A white flake. Lovely. Excuse me. Longbow of bloodshed. I guess you could probably get some kind of bleed effect off of that, but really, that's all you're going to stick in your hidden room? It's just a couple of bodies with random loot on them? That don't seem right. Do I care what's in here? Not really, but I'll use one of my prisoner picks anyway. Corthian gauntlets. I guess that's something I can add to my little junk pile. Brought from distant lands by war and trade, this piece of armor is a remnant of the once mighty Corthian Empire. Cool. Never get to know anything more about them because I don't think they ever show up in text anywhere, but there you go. And now I think we have to run all the way back out of here, so that's just fantastic. I love when they don't give you a shortcut back out. I know, it's like a straight line directly past here, but like... It makes it feel like this whole process has been an empty thing, right? Like, it makes it feel like, okay, well, not only we get nothing out of it, now you're going to make me run all the way out of here manually? Like, come on now. At least Tybri's keeping up. I'm sprinting and she is sprinting with me. That's fair. In any case, though, this will be the third House of Sorrows quest that we'll have completed. We've already completed one of the main quests. And to be fair, running across all of Alabastra will probably take quite a while to do. But I think, if I remember correctly, the last two quests take place within the Crystal Castle of Amora. So, or is it Amara?
Yes?
No. Or no, Amora is the area underneath Baile. So, there you go. All right, well, anyway, back to the House of Sorrows. But yeah, inside of Gadflow's Crystal Castle, I think the last two quests take place for the main quest. So there's a little bit of running around to do, but once you get inside, it's like, okay, well, just do this and this and this and this, and you're done. So... all right, but let's see where we are off to next. Go have a chat with Bizarane and then go from there. Man, he still hasn't put out the fires in here, or was that always here? It's probably always here. There's got like tinder grass underneath it.
Saturn, this latest wound he has dealt may be fatal. He need only for us to succumb, and then he can find these sorrows.
So, what's he planning on doing with these sorrows exactly?
Harden our resolve. Where once we sought victory, we shall now seek attrition.
Okay, so... Yeah, I mean, I guess I got a vague picture of what they are, but what are they exactly?
Fae are the embodiment of magic. When a delver takes the burden of winter from a Fae, those burdens are in the form of magic. Over centuries, these magics have been collected, contained in a secret location. The sorrows that Saturnin seeks.
So, you take the magic of their death from them and then you store them in a box somewhere? Why does he need that? Isn't that just a big depressing box?
It is a difficult magic for a mortal mind to grasp, but the accumulation of centuries of sorrows is a fearsome weapon indeed.
Uh-huh.
The burden of a single lifetime of sorrows can be debilitating. Their impact can instill madness or drive a life to end itself.
So he wants to harness these sorrows.
With them, he could obliterate an army's morale and send them from victory to bedlam.
To give everyone depression. So now we have to kill him to prevent him from killing all of us with depression. Okay.
Their location is an ancient secret.
Can't help but feel like there's a metaphor here.
The eldest, no. They left the house centuries ago to reside in Amalur.
Okay, where's Damelrock?
The way to them is blocked by the Great Scale, a mighty spell which you must bypass. That alone
How do you expect me to do that?
To the eldest.
Exactly.
You must kill beasts on the pans of the scale. Death is the only weight it will bear.
Okay, so I guess we get to go to Damelrock and we get access to the scales. So we need the eldest to get to the sorrows.
They know where the sorrows, Saturnin's true target, reside. We must rouse them from their reverie and learn from them.
All right.
To reach them, one must brave the road southward to Damelrock and pass the Great Scale.
I really hope that this Great Scale thing doesn't end up being like the same kind of idea as what that one quest was that we did in the Red Marches, where we had to knock them off of the thing and into the river, because that was a little bit painful, and I'm kind of hoping this doesn't end up being that all over again. So where is this Damelrock place anyway? Let's have a look once the map loads up, and then we can go from there. Let's see, Damelrock. Okay, Damelrock is actually on the opposite side of the Caelid coast from where we need to go in order to go to Ventrinio's lab. So, I think what we might do is I might go back to... because there's no repair person in any of these other places, right? Especially not in the House of Sorrows anymore. Apparently there's training there, but I don't know what that's all about. So I think what I might do is I might go back to Melsenshire so we can repair. Then we'll just go to Sanctuary Grotto and then head south into the Caelid coast to get to Damelrock first. Then we'll go to Ventrinio's lab after we're done with that. And we'll, from there, effectively, we'll just see where that leads us. I don't know if we'll get both done today. We might get both done today because we've still got like 45 minutes. So, and then the rest of the House of Sorrows quests and the start of Alabastra will be on Thursday. Honestly, if we make good time on all of this stuff, I could definitely see us beating this game this week. I'll be here for 3 hours and 10 minutes each day probably, but I suppose at the very least it would be done then. It's kind of sad when you're more looking forward to the game being over than you are to actually playing it, isn't it? It kind of speaks, I think, volumes about just the sheer degree to which this game taxes me.
Need me to take a look?
Yeah, if you could, Tarek. I could do it myself, but I'd much rather you do it. That's 113,000 to repair this stuff. Okay, well, that's a little more than I expected that to be, but I suppose I could just buy repair kits instead.
Stay safe.
That's why they would rather you use repair kits later on. Fair enough. Anyway, there's the Robes of Sorrow. I guess we can read a little bit of this. The Weeping King's followers enlisted these relics in their crusade against the despair, threatening to overwhelm the House of Sorrows. Stick that in junk for now. That's fine. Alright, so looks like it's time for some repair kits. So let's just grab the ones we have and just bang these out. I'll just repair those so that they're done. And now I need to go and get more repair kits. So I guess at the very least we do have something to use our money on. But where do I get more repair kits? Do any of the merchants here even sell them? I guess we can go take a look. If we can't get them from them, I guess I could always just go all the way back to Canarok and grab them from Beckery, because I know she sells quite a few. But first, before we do that,
Looking to restock.
let's see if Ilan or Realties have what I'm looking for. I don't think Realties did. I think we went to the bottom of his shop and he didn't have hardly anything for us. You still haven't restocked your inventory at all. That's kind of sad, actually. Oh, there's 181,000 there. I won't get rid of the Heartstone yet because, again, I think we need it for some stuff later in the quest line, so I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. We'll wait on that. He doesn't have any mana potions. Would the repair kits be there, or would they be here? Oh, no, they'll be here. Okay, just buy his entire stock. That'll give us 25. And then, we'll be okay for now.
Back again.
Thank you, Ilan. Although I'm going to have to go someplace else to get other repair kits, but that's fine, because it just means that we'll be in decent shape there anyway. So, and also we won't have to repair the House of Sorrows armor ever again, because, well, that's already taken care of, so. Okay, Sanctuary Grotto a go-go. And then we'll pop around and off to the Caelid Coast to get to both of our next destinations. Ideally without too many things getting in my way, like invisible plot walls. It's not even a plot wall, it's just an invisible wall getting stuck on a seam. Isn't that lovely? Something wants my bacon. Mergens, that's fine. Let's see if they can catch me, and if they can catch me, then they can fight me. Honestly, just rounding all these enemies up in a big group would probably be worth quite a bit of experience. Especially since I could have gotten my Fate energy up by just killing a couple of them, and then I could Fate mode the rest. Probably to get all the way to level 27. So. But I ain't worried about it. We are practically there anyway, so. I've actually seen damage numbers with if you get like a stun and then you hit them after the stun, and then like if you already have bleed effect on them. I've seen damage numbers go up to like 1,500 on a crit with this build. Like I did a little bit of testing after I finally got it all set and ready to go, and I've seen damage numbers that hit like 1,500 with this here hammer. It's kind of nuts. So, I don't know if we'll see those numbers anytime soon, but well, it's possible. Odie's camp. Sorry, Odie, I don't have any reason to be here, unfortunately. So I will just keep on moving. Actually, going down here to the, not the proving halls, the, where am I going? Damo Rock? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, going down here to Damo Rock will actually, I think it'll give me like a spot to, did I see a, no I didn't, okay. Oh, there it is, okay. I thought I saw one of these lore stones. Yeah, it'll give me a fast travel point, so that way once we're done in Ventrinio's tower, I'll actually have some place that I can travel to once we're done there, so we can get closer to the House of Pride. Because the House of Pride is actually down in the bottom of the Caelid coast, so... Alright, there go the Arcane Barghests.
They call it the hallowed tree.
Set this bad boy down, step behind it again. And that's that. And we can level up again. We're just making gains today, that's for sure. All right, Mercantile 9. Stick 3 more points in barbed arrows. I actually don't know if sticking the points in barbed arrows is as worth it now. I mean, I guess it increases the chance that the arrow and it increases the damage, but Enduring Agony, what this does is it actually increases the duration. It says increases poison and bleeding effects by 20%, but what that actually means is the duration. So like if it's 5 seconds, it'll now be 6 seconds. And that can actually be pretty handy for later because it'll make it so that the enemies get dealt a very large amount of damage. Like you have a higher window, a longer window to get your damage in if you do that. So, but I think I'll just go with this. Might as well max that out because at the next level we'll be able to use Enduring Agony anyway. But we've actually unlocked the last tier that we'll have access to of Might and Finesse, and that is Slayer. Your knowledge of corporeal damage is absolute, and you promise death through the arsenal of short and long-range options at your disposal. Excuse me. Given the opportunity, your ambush means an enemy's bloody end. And it increases our melee attack damage, range attack damage, chance to crit, and piercing damage. We now have a flat 10% chance to crit on top of the 38% we already have from everything else. And we also get a plus 20% damage multiplier while in stealth. So if you're using Smoke Bomb, this isn't a bad one to have either because it increases the damage you deal with Smoke Bomb. So you can hit some really absurd levels of damage like we were already if we had been using Smoke Bomb and some decent daggers. We'd already been hitting for like 60,000 damage on like human-sized enemies like Tuatha and stuff with Smoke Bomb. You'd be doing even more now. So, but I'm not really too particularly concerned about that. So we'll just keep going in the way that we're going. It looks like, yeah, I was gonna say we should be able to get there from this side. So let's just head this way and see what else decides it wants to take my bacon from me. Oh, there's I think a hidden door over there. I guess I'll go take a look. Why not? I don't think that's where Tiniat's Hauberk is, but... boy, that was really Canadian sounding, wasn't it? Tiniak's Hauberk. Actually, that's more Midwest. Never mind. It's funny because one of the people in my class at school actually isn't from Canada, but they live close enough to the Canadian border to where a Canadian accent has sort of infiltrated their the way that they speak sometimes. So like they'll say "a" after certain words in certain senses. So I don't know. I just find that kind of interesting. I guess the way that these things just sort of enter into your lexicon. Probably not really, without you really thinking about it, it can happen. It's just kind of dependent on culture and stuff. So, what's in here? Tuatha Cowl. Okay, well, I guess we get another yellow piece for our stuff. King Gadflow dresses Tuatha Deon mages uniformly in these sumptuous Prismeer-studded enchanted garments. So I could cosplay as a Tuatha, but it's random when I pick it up. They got to put all the cool shit behind randomness. Like, what kind of... It's not really making it very easy for your players to get access to the good stuff, you know? So... Alright, well, Odie's camp is our fast travel point close to this part, yeah, because we can go this way to get to the Shadow Walk section that he was talking about, Saidan was talking about. So... And that'll lead us to Ventrinio's lab. So I think, once we're done here, we will go and do that. But first, I have to face Fish Lady. So that's cool, I guess. Banshean Priestess. And she is puking up her Mergen pods. That's just great. Go on, come on up. Don't be shy. There we go. Is that 1,179 damage? Is that what I saw there? Probably. No stun, huh? Disappointed! It's okay, though. Yeah, I don't think the ones that come out of the pods give you any experience. I mean, I guess that's fine. It doesn't make a particularly big difference, but it's there. Alright, Damo Rock, a go-go. I've said a go-go a couple of times already today. I don't usually refer back to that, so I must be particularly bored. Like, I literally don't have any other way to explain the way that this game makes me feel once you do this. Like, it just... But here's the problem, right? Is that, like, I've been bored for a while. Once you learn how to shield cancel, and, you know, you could say, well, don't give yourself massively powerful Prismeer armor, or don't use shield canceling, and it's like, yeah, but the game's combat system is the problem. It's not the way I play it that's the issue. The game's combat system just is really boring. And it makes it really difficult to play it in a way that provides me with any entertainment. Like, the enemies all only do one single thing, basically. They don't really change their patterns depending on their health or anything like that. There's no real phases. And it's not like in Japanese RPGs where it's just like things are really difficult right from the start, and so that's why you end up getting into like this rhythm with it. But that's not the case here. It's not particularly difficult from the start. I don't even care about whatever's in these other rooms. It just doesn't make a difference to me. Oh, okay. I accidentally tapped that on my way down. But yeah, like in JRPGs I can understand, because it's like you get into a boss fight and the boss fight has phase, like it can have phases, but sometimes it doesn't have phases. Sometimes the enemies just, you know, are difficult right from the beginning. And so you get into a certain habit. So, I'm just going to get out of the way of the Tempest real quick first. Might as well use this while we've got these guys all bunched up. Nice crit. That guy's already done. And I guess I'll experience booster, because why not? I would much rather send this thing to the Shadow Realm and get the maximum benefit out of it, so... 6,000 experience, not bad. Renewing Chauces, Master Mana Regen Potion. I guess it's nice that we're getting Master Potions now. Like, we were getting Master regular potions before, but... Oh, I see. That's why you'd want to go to the other section, so you could get these stones. Oh, no, that's just a Stone of Autumn. Never mind.
So strange. I'm sure there are many people who in their youth had a similar experience, but of course I am leaving something out. I mentioned the unrest in my soul. I know it intimately. When I was young, I was visited by something unlike anything else in this world. It was an ephemeral ghost. I called it divine spirit, for I had no better word to describe it. This thing was not fey, but possessed a tiny timelessness for a serene peace was made on account of its aspect.
No, that'll work. Dash directly into his attack. Get hit. Stun. The Gem of Paralyzing Vengeance, I would say, is probably the best out of the epic gems. I mean, we already saw the one. Sorry, I just bumped the pop filter again there. We already saw the one where it was like 4% gold drops. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, come on now. Bypass the scale. Okay, so probably use this. The enemies will come out. And I gotta kill them on these things. So I'll just keep that in mind. It said only death will enable us to break the scales. I will just kill things on the scale. Unfortunately, I just knocked all of them off of the scale, but reached the eldest. Okay, well, I'd like to, but I can't bypass the scale, so. Oh, it opened this door. Okay, I was gonna say, wait a minute. What am I supposed to do here? But now I get it. It just opened the door next to me. I figured you had to open just the one door, but no. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I'll go back all the way back to the original topic. I don't know. It's just I've been bored with the way that this game's battle system is for a while. There isn't really anything particularly interesting, evolving, skill worthwhile to it. So usually in those cases, it's like you either prefer for it to be like brief enough to where you don't get bored when the systems are like that, or they can keep you, kind of following a trail of breadcrumbs, which is something that Champions of North was able to do. Like it kept you following a trail of breadcrumbs in terms of like offering new enemies for you to fight over time that would allow you to test your skills as you leveled them up in your new gear against them. So, plus the game was short enough to where it never felt like it overstayed its welcome, even though it eventually, it gets repetitive because it's an old school looting game with a top-down perspective. So of course it'll eventually, get a little bit like, it might get a little stale, but it didn't overstay its welcome, so it didn't feel stale. Here, you get the full effect. It just feels stale after a while, and it just keeps rolling on.
It is almost enough to shift the great scale on its own. It has been centuries since my reverie was last disturbed. For what cause are you here? What could a mortal possibly want with me?
Well, it's not what the mortal wants with you, it's what the House of Sorrows wants with you, because Bizarrain needs to find the Sorrows.
Bizarrain, I have been sealed in here for some time, mortal. But even I know this one. His is the hand that leads the House of Sorrows, no?
That's him.
I know something of the war this land cries of. I will serve. But before I go to his side, you must find Alarain. She and I are as one.
So she's the other eldest, right? Okay, I'll go find her.
It means much to me that you wish to reunite us. We have been long in isolation, contemplating death. Perhaps too long. As you found me on one part of the scale, so will you find her on the other. Now I will leave my cell to wait for you both.
Okay, sounds like a plan. So she's on the opposite side. I just gotta open the other scale.
She tends to the scale as I have for these many centuries. You must reset the scale in order to reach her chamber.
Okay,
Very
will
well.
do. Alright, I'll give him a couple of seconds to get inside that room before I reset it and slam the door closed on his body like a Mortal Kombat fatality of some kind. And then I think what that means basically is we touch the sigil stone again, and then that'll close this door, and then we gotta kill something on the other scales, and that'll open that door up for us. So, yeah, because it's giving us the same directions again. So, do that. Here come the enemies. Kill a couple of enemies on this scale. Okay, there's that. Now I just kill the rest. Keep him on the scale if I can. There we go. Okay. That takes care of that. So probably that door that was up in the north section of that room, well, relative north section of that room. It's not actually north, it's southwest. That'll probably open once I get both of them back together. So seems bizarre though that the good option in that conversation was just do it without her. Like, what do you need her for? Like, why wouldn't you want to reunite the two of them together? It was their request, right? Like,
you are mortal, but your steps resound with a burden greater than any one mortal might ever hope to bear.
well, consider what I'm dressed in and the fact that I'm decaying as we speak, and that should tell you why.
Nor is my reverie broken without cause. What is your purpose?
My purpose is the purpose of the House of Sorrows, because Bizarane needs to find the Sorrows.
I have felt the shifting of the scale. I know that Kael'rod has now ended his contemplations to serve the King of Sorrows. It is no small thing that he asks, for the knowledge that was given to us by the Weeping King was never to propagate nor to be exploited. But I know of the times that are upon us. Come, let us join with Kael'rod. If Bizarane and you are to find the Sorrows, then it is more than my knowledge you will need.
So what else would we... Wait, where'd he go?
Where we must meet, come, and the eldest will be reunited before you.
Okay, so he's behind you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. I was gonna say, wait, did he go to, like, someplace else, or... What are you doing, practicing or taunting? Just kind of waiting to see if they'll both, get in the same room together, and if that makes a difference. There we go.
I am glad that Kael'rod and I are united once again. But if Bizarane truly seeks the Sorrows, then he will need more than the knowledge of the eldest.
So there's another step?
There is a key of sorts to the Sorrows. It lies in the hollow of Sincere, the hollow of the Weeping King. We must recover it.
Okay, so where's this Sincere place?
Yes, a mortal is not suited to this task, perhaps, but I do not believe we have time to find another to do this for us.
I wouldn't worry too much about me dying. I'll be fine.
Our efforts must be divided. Bizarane must be instructed, and the key must be found.
Okay.
One of us will accompany you to Sincere, and the other will go to the house. We leave the choice to you, mortal.
Does it make any difference?
Kael'rod and I have different skills.
Oh,
both
okay,
of us
yeah.
are capable of guiding you through Sincere. I do not deny there will be hardships we must combat. For that, I rely on my Fey Blades, while Kael'rod uses his magics.
Okay, well,
Which is of more use is up to you.
that decides my choice. So Kael'rod's gonna come with me because I've already said that the magic with me being at melee will work a little better, so...
Very well. Then I will go to the house and instruct Bizarane on how to reach the Sorrows.
Alright.
Farewell, mortal. I shall see you once you recover the key from Sincere.
Sounds like a plan.
And so it falls to us to claim the key from Sincere. It will not be easy going, but I will lend my magic to your skill. We must move quickly if we are to beat the Tuatha to the Sorrows. I will wait for you in Sincere. Please, make haste.
Alright, I'll meet you there then.
Well.
Next quest, the Weeping King, so that means 4 quests down now for the House of Sorrows. We've got a 5th one. There are enemies that have respawned on the way to back to the door. That's a little unfortunate. We got a talisman out of that, and that's... Well, let's take a look at it. Why not? And so, again, sorcery stuff, so that's not really helping us. I guess it gives +1 to sorcery abilities, which isn't terrible. This blessed artifact bears enchantments spun from the tears of the Weeping King for his faithful followers. It will now be spun from the money that I will get out of selling it for repair money. But yeah, so it's this one, and then one more, and then this quest line is over. And I don't particularly know where Sincere is. Oh, it's down here. Okay, so probably then it would be in my best interest not to go to Sincere yet, because it is further down the Caelid coast. And what that means is that it is further away from the main quest than, you know, where we need to go. The main quest is up in Venturnio's tower. So because it's over there, it's probably better to go do that first. So... gonna say I could probably kill this guy with a parry. I was correct. Alright, well anyway. So yeah, we'll go do Ventrinio's tower stuff first before we... I don't know if we'll get it done before we head out for the day. We'll see. I might have to save inside the tower, but that's fine. I'm not planning on doing anything off-screen in between, so... Oh, a whole bunch of Mergen. What are you doing here? Start annihilating them after they step on my trap. Okay, stunned himself. Good. And goodbye. Nice and easy, just like that. You know what probably would make for a little bit more interest and intrigue in this whole adventure we're having, though, is if my armor got broken and I just didn't bother to repair it. I don't remember if it, like, leeches the entirety of your armor when you break it, or if it's just part of it, but, I don't know, it might actually make things somewhat interesting, I guess. No, you stop that right now. No, don't care about that part. Forget if minor slashing fury is just like a physical damage boost or if it's a specific type of physical damage. Slashing fury implies to me that it increases the damage of weapons that slash, but I don't know if they would split that up in terms of the way that potions work or not. So, alright, so before we go to Sincere, Echoes of the Past, and we'll go up there. So we'll go to Odie's camp first. I really hope they have repair kits available in the Alabastra area. Like, I hope there's a merchant or something at one of the camps where I can buy them, because I would just buy them out of house and home with repair kits, because then I won't have to worry about, well, coming back and having to repair my stuff for 100,000 gold at a time, because that's a little bit of a pain. That, I guess, sort of gives you the implication of, yeah, you should probably maintain the looting, even though you have armor and weapons that you'll literally never need any other loot for. You're only getting the loot so that you can pay for the upkeep of the weapons and armor you've already got.
Through the woods and mountainside, through the hollows and green meadow, through the summer, winter, day and night.
Set a trap. Take a shot. I remember thinking those guys were pretty difficult to kill. I think it was mostly because I wasn't, like, aware of the fact that once you, like, stun them and you do all that stuff, it makes them far easier to kill. But basically, you just want to stun them or use something that hurts them during their attack animations, and that makes them a lot easier to deal with. I think a lot of people sleep on Frost Trap in that regard, but I personally like it, even though it's not the most offensive skill. It behaves in a more passive way, but it lets you set the trap for them so that they run over it, and then that lets you kind of go on the offensive after that.
It's much more pleasant here without Gadflow bellowing at me from all corners.
Yeah, that does add to the ambiance.
Are you prepared for your reunion with Ventrinio?
So, you obviously knew about this. I mean, I kind of got the impression from Octien that I knew this guy before, but...
The notes we got from Octien say that you were employed as Ventrinio's assistant in his secret laboratory. You were with him in Alabastra when you died, but the notes weren't clear on what happened. I'm sure the two of you have so much catching up to do.
You make that sound so dirty, like I'm gonna kill him for killing me. Do I have a grudge with him, or will he answer for my death? I don't know if I care enough to make him answer for my death. Like, I guess I kind of care about the experiments he's been doing. Do I? I don't know. I think it might just be the old age, the hair falling out, and the me being in a radioactive suit of armor at this point, but maybe I'm just at peace with it.
Very forthright of you. I'm sure he'll be very reasonable. He probably won't even ask why you're back from the dead.
Now you're just
make
being
sure he
mean.
lives long enough to get us into Alabastra, and you can count on my help.
Alright, fair enough. So, you ready? Got a shadow step.
Of course. This is bound to be informative. I'm just disappointed I never had a chance to see the original Well of Souls.
Trust me, you weren't really missing much.
I believe our new friend has a disturbing path of living shadow to offer you.
He does, actually.
By all means, be my guest.
Let's see. Let me just double check on how I'm doing on durability here. Oh, we're in great shape, actually. Yeah, nothing's even remotely close. So, cool. And accessories don't have durability, right? No, they do not. Alright, cool. That's fine, then. So, Dan, do I just walk through, or...?
Good luck with the gnome. Especially if you plan on killing him.
Much as I'm sure I probably should want to do that, I need him alive to get into Alabastra, but so I just walk through.
Stand in the pool of shadow, close your eyes, and touch the tree. I'll take care of the rest.
Alright, fair enough.
And don't open your eyes while you're moving through the shadows, no matter what you hear.
Well, that's ominous. So once I go through there, I can reach him from after going through this passage.
Right this way, and we can walk the shadow to Danistar Island.
Alright. Don't know why they put both of those there. They're both kind of imply the same thing. But in we go. We'll shadow walk to Danistar Island.
Make it quick. This island is a perfection.
Alright. Aelin, you heard the man.
This island smells like death. Stay behind me.
That's a funny joke.
It looks like he's made a few enemies in the process.
I wouldn't call these guys enemies. I'd call these reinforcements. Just wading through them at this point, I guess.
That'll do.
Yeah, I'll say it will. Marauder's Hammer. Nah, not really that great. Master Damaging Fulcrum. I guess they're really laying on the bow and arrow stuff for me now, aren't they? We could probably go over there and kill 3 Sons of Laz. What's even over there, anyway? Like, Aelin wants to go in there. I guess there's a bunch of supplies. You know, probably we'll end up coming out of the castle there. But the enemies might be coming after me anyway. Nope, never mind, they're gone.
Just as Hughes thought, Ventrinio used the same wards from their old lab. This'll be quick. Follow me and be careful. The Laz are coming from somewhere in here.
Yeah, no kidding. They're probably his backup in case we do anything crazy. So I guess she took care of the ward on the labs then. That's fine. Find Ventrinio.
Energy from the Well of Souls is overwhelming. Damn it! It's wrong.
Might be that I'm here. That might be what's doing it. I don't know, man. How many of them did you bring back?
Feeling homesick?
Not even remotely.
Sounds like our rat is caught in a trap. I'm sure he'd be happy to help whoever saves him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be very forthcoming with any information he has on all of this stuff. Don't take your eyes off the main target there, sir. You'll hardly live long enough to regret it.
Careful, or we'll get trapped up there too.
Well, we just need to not
Here's where the path
get
ways.
trapped with
I'll
debris.
Stop the Laz at the stairwell. You get upstairs and retrieve Ventrinio.
You sure about that? I mean, aren't I the one that normally holds the line in gigantic for his mere plate armor?
Shouldn't be hard to find him. Keep moving up and follow the cowardly shrieking.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'll hold this staircase. Move!
Alright then, can do. We could let the fair Gordas out, I guess. But, nah, why would I do that? What purpose does it serve me to let them out of their cages? I don't need the experience. We're already level 27 and a half. I only need another level and a half, and I'm at the top.
What sort of nonsense is this? If anything had come in here, my detection spells would have...
It's me! You ready for an old friend there, Ventrinio? We're gonna find out in a moment. The map here doesn't really work particularly well. As you can see, it's showing the downstairs, the door that lets us out on the map, because it's too close to where we are.
Don't care who you are. Get up here.
I don't know about stabilizing the well. The last time I was anywhere near a well of souls, it sort of destroyed itself in the process of... Well, I'm not the one that destroyed it, to be fair, but it definitely didn't last very long in my presence. Okay, the stun. The reflect damage took care of that for me. Cool. The stun seems to deal damage, which is kind of nice, actually, because that means that you can just, even if you get hit, it'll deal some minor damage to the enemy that might actually take them out, so. Feeling a little regret at your experiments there, man? Because, I mean, I could see it. Alright, not a whole lot else. Got a tripwire trap. I guess that... Oh no, hang on, there's a way through over here that isn't trapped. I mean, I guess we could disarm the trap, but like, what do I care, right? Like, unless it's gonna cause me to have problems getting out of here, which, I mean, I guess it might, but I don't really see it being a problem. Anciently in ashes. Oh, fun. Oh, good. That frost trap covered my back. Oh, she's not dead. There you go. Oh, there's a third one as well. Well, at least they're leaving me alone long enough for me to, you know, actually not be in particular danger from it. Like, the poison, I guess, can be annoying, but not that annoying. The vulnerable that the Leonash have, by the way, is the piercing damage. That's what they're vulnerable to. So, we're not dealing much more damage than we would do normally with the hammer, just because of the fact that we only have a small amount of piercing damage on our stuff, but it's enough to make a difference. It might even stun them for a little bit more, like, it might have a little bit more likelihood of stunning them than if we didn't have it, so.
When you get up here, try not to look too
Yeah, you don't say. Might see the dead in there. Might even see my dead. Well, not my dead, but other people I knew who are now dead. Might see them in there.
Damn it! Hurry! Before the whole well starts to collapse.
Working on it. What's in the chest? Nothing good. Shouldn't even have stopped. Speed running. I wonder if speed runs make use of Prismeer gear. Like, I imagine it would save you a lot of time, but also you'd probably have to, like, make sure you make enough money to get it.
Damn it. Ever since the Balor was defeated, the Chaos magic sent the well off its alignment.
Sorry about that.
And now the Laz are... Wait. What? It's you. You're alive. But I saw you die.
Yeah, I, could talk to you about that a little bit, but we got to get out of here before this place collapses on top of us, and also we got to get to Alabastra, so we'll talk about it later.
You can't be serious. This is my life's work. Don't you remember what we went through to build this? Why, you even got yourself killed in Alabastra for this.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that,
More
so...
than enough Prismeer, but you wanted to track down the power source behind it all, even if it meant sneaking right under Gadflow's nose.
Sounds like I was a sneaky bastard before I died.
But I never expected to find you alive, or for you to return. Speaking of which, how did you return anyway?
Well, since we're not leaving immediately, I mean, he kind of explained how I died in Alabastra. I was dying trying to find the power source behind Prismeer, which we now know is Tyrnach. Fomerus Hughes, his well brought me back.
What? That's impossible. You were attuned at this well. You've never even set foot in his land.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either.
Hughes is a joke. He doesn't have the stomach for this work. Try waking the dead if you're not ready to make a few corpses, I say.
Well, the corpses you've made have only caused trouble, so...
Quick! I've got to slow the energy and shut this thing down.
Alright.
And don't... Oh, damn it. Here they come. Hold them off.
Sure, can do.
Are here. Hold them off while I try to stop the flow of energy to the well.
I love how I'm, like, back to working for him, basically, like, immediately. It's like, hey, so you caused my death, but hey, why not? I'll work for you again. Don't you need to be shutting this thing down? Shouldn't I be the one holding these guys off while you do all the hard work of shutting the thing down? Or am I misunderstanding the situation here?
Focus on the land. Careful.
Got it. Nice. There's a whole bunch of them all in a row here for me to kill. Is that a Leonash I just heard? Must be. Yep, behind me. Well, this is getting a little crazy, so how about one of these? Okay, you can get rid of those guys in one hit now. 2 hits for you. What the hell was that noise? Oh, it's just the last. Okay. Alright, experience booster a go-go. Hold on, there's one more Laz. Alright. Ooh, you going to the Shadow Realm, sir. I'm about to send this right through you like a Mortal Kombat Fatale. Oh, never mind. I thought I was going to send him in their face first. What do you mean you think? Okay, well, the whole place is coming down, so I hope Aelin got out of here. 14,000 experience out of that, though, so that's pretty cool. Well, looks like we all made it out. Aelin's there. Hi, who are you? Someone else is there. No, seriously, who is that? Frost Skirmisher? Are these guys Sidan's friends? Hold on, Ventrinio. Hold on, Ventrinio. Let me go take care of these guys as well while I'm thinking about it. A Sylvanite helm, nothing particularly good there. Noble's longbow. I mean, I guess the 60 health could be nice, but nah. And a noble's greatsword over here. Alright then. Well, we won't need the extra health. I've already got like 800, so I don't think that's too necessary. Okay. I just had to take care of a small little skirmish of them.
Salvage? Even a piece?
I don't know. It's your well. You tell me.
Gone. Damn it all.
Well, it's probably for the best.
At least we're still alive. Once again, I triumph over death itself.
Well, see, you say that, but my body's deteriorating as we go here. And partially probably because of the Prismere, to be fair, but, you know. Anyway, can you help us get back into Alabastra? I have unfinished business, evidently.
Going back into Alabastra? Well, I still have a way in, but it's more dangerous now than the last time we went.
That's okay. I live for danger.
If I'm to rebuild the well, and I suppose I owe you something for saving my life. Perhaps this talisman can help you. It's a little something I salvaged from the debris.
Well, let's see what it is.
It might just help against whatever killed you the first time.
I'm pretty sure the ones I've got are better, but I'll take care of it. Anyway, we level up. We get a soul lens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Prismere shield will be better, but 27,000 gold's not bad. So how did you get into Alabastra the first time?
We got in with a little help, of course.
From my
See,
friends?
it's all because of Callus Dren, the defender of pride.
Okay.
In his house, no one can stand before him. None can even approach, unless you have my little secret.
So, what's the secret? Or are you not going to tell me because it's a secret?
Patience, patience. You'll have it soon enough.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to dig it out of the rubble of the tower. Go to the field of Huber, and I'll meet you there.
All right.
And if you value your life, do not approach Dren.
Well, he's partially right about that, because if you approach Dren before he gives you the secret, well, Dren has a trick up his sleeve. He might even tell you what it is here.
Dren, defender of pride. One of twin defenders, quite powerful in their homes. But did you know they were also entirely immune to each other's powers?
No, I did not.
And it seems the Defender of Valor quite disappeared when her house fell. Imagine how useful she would have been if she were here today.
Could they have, like, nullified each other's effects, or were they just completely immune? I think you need both of them, basically, in order to get in, but we can figure that out later.
Just go to the field of Huber and wait for me. I'll meet you down there once I can find this damned essence.
Okay, fair enough.
Get going.
I'll keep an eye on the
Remember,
gnome.
Don't go near
Fair
Dren
enough.
until I get there.
Yeah, I don't know what's with the Frost Soldiers. I'm not sure where they came from, but fair enough. Anyway, Pride Before a Fall is the next main quest. We have to travel to the field of Huber, which is, incidentally, right next to Sincere, and that's also right next to the House of Pride. So that's fun, I guess. It puts everything kind of in the same place for us. So I guess that makes things work out pretty nicely for us. Oh, I didn't even read what the soul lens did. Hang on, let's go back to it. 5% chance to burn enemies while blocking. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work too well, honestly. A heavily enchanted piece of the Well of Souls. This talisman collects the life force of enemies and turns it against them. It would be collects, not just collect. Anyway, we're at level 28, so let's level up again. We'll get our mercantile skill maxed out. What do we get at the maximum? You can now sell stolen items at any merchant. Oh, good. I was really looking forward to that. Anyway, last level for barbed arrows, and now the first two of Enduring Agony. We have 30% duration increase, and then Shadow Flare also gets a damage increase out of this, and we do use that fairly often against large enemies, so I guess the extra damage we'll get out of it will be pretty nice. So we'll stay at Slayer, and that takes care of that. Let's step our way out of here. Oh, yeah. Okay. And we can head to the House of Pride to try to work on that part and get us into Alabastra. We can also work on Sincere to finish up the House of Sorrows quests. I think Sidan already ran off, so I'll just run off with him. I don't know if... I'm not sure if he ever shows up again now that I think about it, because, like, I'm not sure if he's, here. Oh, there he is. Never mind. So you're just going to hang out here now, Sidan, or...
So, it's off to face Dren, is it?
That's the plan. Yep. Any last minute advice?
Isn't that why you found that gnome? I certainly don't intend to bury Dren in bodies.
Yeah, that's not really going to work, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Do in the face of certain death.
Well, there's only one way to find out about that, and that is face down the certain death, and I suppose figure out what Ventrinio's got up his sleeve. But before we face that down, we have to figure out this whole problem with the collection of sorrows. So we'll collect up some sorrow, and maybe give Gadflow some depression on the next episode of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, the stream edition, which will be happening on Thursday. Not Thursday, excuse me. I was originally going to do it Thursday, but that's the day of my last exam. So instead, we'll do it on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And honestly, genuinely, like, we may just, because at the rate we're going at a pretty decent clip here, we may just get this done this week. Well, no, maybe not. I think we're going to be, like, pretty close to finishing it this week, but then we won't quite finish it. And we'll probably finish it on the first stream next week. We'll figure it out, though. It's just going to depend on how long it takes us to do the rest of the quests. Either way, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will finish up the House of Sorrows quest line at the very least. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. Now the real question. Am I still good in terms of repairs here? Because we needed to repair quite a bit near the beginning there. Excuse me. No, we're doing pretty great on this stuff. I'll probably need to repair the band hammer a little more than everything else, but so far so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I repair the band hammer one more time, and then we've got enough to repair everything 3 times total after that. I get the feeling that will be enough to get us through the rest of the game.